Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Bargain Bin, a show about speedrunning games all under $20. I'm your host, Midnight Vesper, and if you're new here, well, here's how the show works. From our current/digital games, we'll be using digital stores like Steam, GOG, Itch.io, Ubisoft, etc. to look at the list/MSRP price. For our retro games, we'll be using a wide assortment of price charting websites and looking at the loose price of the game. We do not count any sales or discounts as they vary from time of purchase. And don't forget, Summer Games Done Quick 2022 has wrapped up. You can check out the playlist at our Games Done Quick YouTube channel. But first, we have, of course, The Bargain Bin. And today, we're going to focus on one of my favorite genres, RPGs. We have two distinct RPGs to showcase, a massive one and a mystic one. Well, of course, the first one, Mystic Quest here, a brand new randomizer. And then after that, we're going to have Mass Effect 2. So it's going to be a wonderful show. Cannot wait for this, all of these great runs. And, well, I guess I'll toss it on over to our runners and commentators. How are y'all doing today?
Doing pretty well, Vesper. Good evening, friends, chatters, lurkers, everything in between. We're happy you've joined us tonight and happy to have the chance to show off this Mystic Quest randomizer. A couple great runners with Sir Link-A-Lot and Kedril going in action. I am Trenton. Big Daryl is here. How you doing tonight, Daryl?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hope everyone out there is recovering from GDQ that just wrapped up and had a good time. But yeah, we are going to be showing off the new Mystic Quest randomizer done by Wildem. For those who know the Final Fantasy I randomizer scene, he is well acquainted there. This randomizer does a lot of different stuff that the old one didn't do. Like, it keeps working. It doesn't break.
Most seeds are completable without soft locks.
Yeah. So this randomizer throws out a whole bunch of new things, like you're able to get your partners at will. You're able to go to where Phoebe is in her Libra cave, get her Ailey in Forrester rather. She's there, but you need an item for her now, so that's a new little curveball. But yeah, so that's kind of good on that. We're going to explain more about the rando as we go. I'm going to go ahead and throw it to our runners so we can get started. Kedril?
Hello. Hi, Kedril here. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. I really don't know what else to say. Yeah.
And Link?
Hey everybody, this is Sir Link-A-Lot. Hope you enjoy the randomizer. It's a nice, quick, fun rando, especially if you're kind of hesitant to maybe get into RPG randos. This is a really nice, easy one to get into, I feel, compared to some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Indeed, and I think we'll see a lot of that when we go along. It's got the flavor of the original game, which was released October 5th, 1992, with the expressed purpose of broadening the appeal of RPGs in North America. They made one for the US that was going to be more introductory friendly, and that's going to be very easy to see as we go along.
All right, and I think at this point, the runners get ready to go to the main screen. So we can go ahead and get this ready for the names and such.
Big Daryl, I don't know how you go about naming, but what I have generally found is Ben is a very cursed name.
I usually just stick to Daryl myself, because that's my thing. I just keep that name for every game. But all right, Trenton.
It'll fit most of them.
Oh, yeah. Trenton, if you want to go ahead and give us the countdown, we can get started.
All right, let's turn these runner loose in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the thing.
All right. So as you can see here, they start off on Destiny Hill. We don't have that completely random battle against the behemoth. It doesn't exist. So we're going to go to Level Forest, where the first check, the old man, he still has an item. Normally it's the Tree Wither, but this time he gave us the best spell ever, Exit.
That is an oh baby good start. Now, important to note is where our items are going to be are shuffled around to include what are normally boxes that just have consumable stuff like cure potions, heal potions, stuff that you don't have required, and those are usually identified as just the brown boxes. But whenever we see these red ones, that's one of our item checks. Now, it may not be a progression item, it may be equipment, a weapon, or armor. It may also be a spell. But right now, we've got our first companion, Daryl, who's joining us.
The worst treasure hunter ever, Trista. If
I
you
will say
want
that was
to
a-
watch... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that was a really good first village there too, getting a
Oh.
couple go items and then immediately.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
getting-
outstanding. The river coin is progress. The key is another check that's unlocked.
Actually, 2 checks now, because we did have to add in a couple of checks, which we'll get to. We'll cover it when we get to them, but Spencer's place is now slightly more important. But yeah,
Ooh, and
looks
we got
like-
the cat claw. So real quickly, you notice these battlefields are different colors. The colors, when you shuffle the battlefields, will identify what type they are. The blue meaning it's an item, a green would mean that it's money, and the traditional gray means that it is an experience bonus when you clear out the battlefield.
Which, let's be honest, blue is important, especially with these flags. Green, if you can clear out one good battlefield, money battlefield, you could be set the rest of the game.
Vanilla bombs.
Wow.
Well, this is definitely randomized, but that's a fantastic find. Bombs
yeah.
are not the biggest deal unto themselves, but there's 2 reasons it particularly matters. One is we have progressive equipment. So all of our weapons have 3 levels. That's the first one for the bombs. And bombs are what let us actually clear this dungeon. So that's very convenient to not have to double dip because of them.
Yeah, I've had to do that a few times. It's not super enjoyable.
So I've
But
noticed
yeah.
that a lot of.
To-
So I noticed that, like, especially with Kedril, like they're going back and forth, trying to see what's going on in different areas. Is there a particular reason for that? Like what Kedril just did, just kind of went right back.
Well, of course, you're trying to see all these brown boxes because if any of them are red, that's your item check. So you won't necessarily have to open the box to find out what's there, but just seeing is it brown or is it red is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, and the other thing is there's just so many random brown boxes all over the place that, yeah, you always want to make sure just to take the time because, oh yeah, I forgot this one right here. That might hold your go mode key.
And I know you said you'll discuss it, and we'll discuss it later as everything evolves. What is go mode?
Go mode involves a lot of items, and not even all of them are necessarily required because you're going to need pretty much most of the equipment, at least armor-wise, to be able to legitimately go mode. The real key ones that I would harp on to watch out for are the Dragon Claw, which is the highest level claw. You're also going to need the Captain's Cap, the Thunder Rock, and the Mobius Crest, which is the one that looks like an infinity symbol that we already have.
Or
Or you
peanut.
can also call it a peanut because then you can say it's peanut butter jelly top, peanut butter jelly top.
But yeah, you need the Dragon Claw, the max level claw, because it allows you to reach little hooks or whatever to hook to get Benjamin across pits or anything like that. You are also going to need the Mega Grenades, because you've got to throw stuff and blow it up. Let's be honest, it's kind of one of the funnest things in this game. But the other item you need is going to be a sword. Of all things, the basic sword, because there's switches in the final dungeon that you've got to trigger using the sword. But let's
There
not...
are also other areas that may require an additional item. So theoretically, we can play a seed that does not require an axe or does not require the mega grenades particularly, but then we may be in a seed that does specifically require them.
Oh, yeah. Now, as the seed goes on, we'll notice in this Fireburg area that it looks like Linkalot's not going to go to now? Okay. Cadrill's making his way to Fireburg. The Mega Grenades this is where you first get the Mega Grenades, rather. So, they sort of play a part in the mine, not really in the volcano, but the lava dome they do. And then they're kind of a required thing in the fourth area, the Windia area. Same with the Dragon Claw. You get it when you're in the fourth area, so there's a heavy reliance on the Dragon Claw. You literally cannot complete any dungeon area in Windia without said Dragon Claw.
Okay, so a few things happened real fast. Quick recap. Linkalot went back to the level 4, the first area, with an axe because there's boxes that are blocked by trees. You chop them out with an axe, get the check in. So he went back there to make sure he wasn't missing an item. Ruben, our first party member switch. We got Ruben, he's a higher level. The levels that our allies join at are default. So this is Ruben 1, he joins at 23. Ruben 2, I think, joins at 34. 31. Something, yeah. In big difference for Ruben, 1, he's an item check that we're going to see in a little bit, and also he has fire resist. The resistances of the allies make a little bit of a difference in what bosses you're going to fight, since we're in the fire area and we're going to get fire attacks. It's strangely enough a good idea to have fire resistance.
You would think. But real quick, I want to touch on something. Cadrill is taking advantage of one of the very few glitches still in this randomizer, where he warped over to this temple, the Wintry Temple, from the temple in the fire area. And as you can see, that's supposed to be blocked off. He's not supposed to have access to that. So, for whatever reason, when you warp from the Fireburg area to this area before you unthaw Aquaria, you're still able to move. Now that, I believe, has been patched out. I'm not 100% on that off the top of my head, but he's now wandering around Aquaria where I don't know that Linkalot is going to do that. Maybe he doesn't know.
Yeah, so Cadrill likes to make this play. Likes to go for it, whether it's for memes or just the chance to do stuff, because then theoretically whatever's blocking the progress here, not theoretically, whatever's blocking the progress here, the coin, can't be here. So you could theoretically be past a check and thus closer to go mode this way.
Oh yeah, or you could just go to areas that aren't going to have anything that matters, honestly. That's the joys. You don't know.
Yeah. And it's always good because I've seen it in chat as well that everyone is just the one great thing. I mean, aside from so much the greatness about Mystic Quest is the soundtrack. And I just want to throw that out there because the soundtrack is beyond amazing in this game.
When we get into Lava Dome, it's my favorite track, maybe outside of Chrono Trigger.
Mount Gale is up there for me, and oh boy, Cadrill with the early Meteor.
It's one of our big sorcery spells. Flare, Meteor, and White kind of all sitting there in a category by themselves. You really want to get one of them in reasonably early so that you can use it for boss fights. But we're about to see the Phoebe 1 check, and it's our second level sword.
All right. Quickly going to pop over to a question from Possumorpheus. Are Battlefields Mark 101 still bosses like in the old Rando? No. Now, the Battlefield Shuffle allows you to mix up not only the rewards, in this case, experience, gold, and Rando, it allows you to pick the range of numbers. Do you want just 1? Do you want 1 to 5? Do you want guaranteed 5 or 1 to 10? Whatever. So you see a 1 to 1, you know you're not going to just randomly run into Dark King and Medusa on a battlefield. Not that I've had that happen, but I've had that happen in the old randomizer.
Also, sorry for Cadrill over here, just trying to grab some chests and realize you can't carry any more arrows.
Womp womp. That's one thing I have noticed, though, is anytime you have a character that uses consumables like Tristram and his shurikens and Phoebe and her arrows, you're going to find that bombs aren't going to be super common in the brown chests. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but something I meant to mention to Wildem last night when I was going through a seed with Trenton earlier.
Oh yeah,
So-
we had some fun getting used to these flags to get ready for tonight. So we've got dueling boss fights now.
Dueling mini boss fights. We have
True that.
Link-a-Lot fighting the Iflight and 2 skeletons, and Kedril with Squidite. And in vanilla, I hated fighting Squidite. He wasn't hard, but he would just keep killing the main character.
Phoebe makes this fight pretty straightforward. There's not really a way to make this gen fight straightforward.
No. I
Yeah,
mean,
that-
the moon
that-
helmet that Kedril just picked up in the Wintry Cave here before this Squidite fight, that would make this a lot simpler for Link-a-Lot, but Link-a-Lot didn't go that route, so... Oh.
Ooh.
Well,
So I
real
noticed
quick, for those who may not know the base game that well, there's one consumable item that we are worried about, and that's called the seeds, because they'll fully restore magic. So we've been seeing those get picked up from time to time. Cure potions, heal potions, maybe you'll use them some of the time, but seeds will absolutely be used throughout the course of the run.
So
yeah.
in the original speed run of Mystic Quest, you would seed dupe in the sense of going off and having like a lower, basically grabbing a certain, like a 0 amount of cure potions and then using that to, get 250 seeds. Do you still use that here, or seed duping in general in this randomizer, or do you just normally buy them now?
I believe that glitch was fixed in this. Don't quote me on that. I, for whatever reason, haven't tried it, mostly because I just assumed it was fixed. So, Trenton, do you have a more solid idea on that?
I do think I have heard that it is patched out. I was never one who did that glitch in trying to do the game. The number of seeds you'll need is going to be dependent on your enemy density, which we haven't really talked about. We're turned down to 25% density, so for every 5 encounters that would be on the map, there's 1. We have way scaled that down, so we'll see these random fights, but mostly we're going to be going straight to bosses and cut down the riffraff.
Shanigan confirms seed duping has been fixed out of this.
Okay. So the follow-up question: what other glitches, if any, have been fixed? All right,
Let's get
maybe
these
not
checks
fixed,
in real
but
fast. We got the Thunder Rock, which is for Go mode. We got the Libra Quest, which we may need, and we have Ruben's Check done. Ruben's Check is also going to matter because we get a better companion character. That now unlocks Ruben 2, which is probably what Link will switch to. Go ahead with the question, Daryl.
But yeah, I'm going to follow up on that. So, anyone who's played Mystic Quest knows that all 4 of our companions have a second level join. Tristram will rejoin you at level 23, Ruben at 31, Kaylee at 31, so on. Now, in order to unlock that in this game, each character has an item that they hold. For Kaylee, you need to have the Tree Wither and go to level Forest. She'll chop down the tree like normal, get poisoned like normal, she'll give you an item. Now, what you've seen Link-a-Lot do for Ruben, that unlocks his second tier promotion, if you will. Kedril earlier actually did the Phoebe one in the Wintry Cave. Now, that spot where Ben will usually just tumble down the cliff because, clumsy. Normally, that's where you get the Cat Claw. Instead, she stops you from falling and gives you an item. So that unlocks her in Windia. And that's the other thing is, their second level, they're not going to be where they were initially unless you're Ruben. Or Kaylee, I guess, because she's sick in bed. But Phoebe is going to move over to Windia. Tristram, he's finally going to take his spot in Fireburg, but Tristram's item is behind the bomb check, which we've seen earlier. So, here we go. Kedril's jumping into the gin fight.
And to get the second character to join, you can't have the first character in your party. So that's why Link is going to get Tristram, who's going to immediately go away because we're going to get Ruben 2 instead.
Never use Tristram. Now, to be fair, for those who might have caught, one of the speedruns, or one of the randomizer speedrun playthroughs of this a while back, RPG Chick did confirm you can beat Dirt King with Tristram 2.
Wow.
It is possible. I do not recommend it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. But real quick, I got off topic, but the glitches, the most infamous glitch, as Chanigan has pointed out in chat, the cure glitch on Dark King is fixed. So, no cheesing your way through that fight.
And we just got the multi-key, which is going to open up what I call the Hermit in Fireburg. I don't know if we have a technical designation for him, but I figure Hermit's the most appropriate I can come up with.
Well, he was the guy who just kind of watched Ruben's dad get trapped and, ran away and locked the door. So, Hermit, Coward, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
But, yeah.
So we get that unlocked with the key.
And normally, that check, the Coward, whatever you want to call him, he's the one who gives you mega grenades initially, teaches you how to use them, quote unquote. He still gives you an item. So that's the one of the two big reasons you want that multi-key. The other one is in the basement, he's got a little crest that allows you to warp to Windia. Or if you're in Windia and not in Fireburg, as Chiggly Saint just pointed out, you're able to, warp from Windia to Fireburg in that house. But if you don't have the multi-key, you can't get out. And X10 Power wants to beat Dark King with Tristram 1.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yes.
So I've noticed the runners are saving a lot of times before boss fights. Is that just because I know you can still just constantly fight it over and over and over again, or is that in case you get like an endless loop, you can just reset, or is there something else?
Saving means you can walk away.
Yes. Okay.
If things go terribly wrong, you can walk away. So the reason we wanted Ruben 2 is he has white. Ruben 1 does not have white. Ruben 2 has white, plus more HP. So that's convenient as well. And even if you have access to Phoebe 2, you probably prefer Ruben for this part of the game because of the fire resist.
Yeah, that fire resist is huge, especially when you get into the Lava Dome and the Hydra, because he's going to wreck you a little bit if you don't have any kind of fire resist. So having Ruben instead of Phoebe, this is like the one real good safe choice here. All right, Kedril is going to be checking our Hermit while Linkalot finishes off Medusa for a Sky Coin. Ooh, required.
We have, I believe, now found all the coins between the two runners because we just got the sand coin on Kedril's side.
Oh man, and looks like Kedril, nope. Just making a quick dip to see if those two chests were red. All right, so
worth noting, the logic of the randomizer does not assume access based on the crests. It assumes them based on the coin. So this is technically a sequence break as well.
Yes. And yeah, back to Vesper's question a little bit ago about saving. Bosses can just continually stun lock you. Or, you might get into a dumb fight with just an enemy that's going to keep ambushing you over and over again.
Like
On the
Pazuzu?
battlefields especially, because you're under-leveled or whatever the coin. Real quick, Voxrum, is the Sky Coin the only one that's hard required? Logically at the moment, no. The Sun Coin to access Windia is logically required. Now, again, if you want to break logic and warp from Fireburg to Windia, you can. But logically, you need the Sun Coin in addition to the Sky Coin.
And again, Kedril giving us a brown box check because it's very important to make sure you don't miss these. Mount Gale, there's one here that you can potentially get, and when we were chilling during a practice seed, that one was red, so it matters.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
But sadly, that was my favorite music, so we'll see you again soon.
We did also get the jumbo bombs, so we got the second level upgrade. That was on Volcano. And the next upgrade will be the mega grenades, which can be required in many a seed.
Oh, all seeds.
They're required in the last dungeon?
They are part of the go mode. Because you need them to blow up the lake in Spencer's place to get access to
Fair
max
enough.
ship.
Fair enough. That's what I wasn't thinking of.
Yep.
Noble armor.
And yes, another IT guy. It is a Final Fantasy Mystic Quest randomizer.
So when did this randomizer finally come out? I know it's been recent.
I want to say it's within the last 4 to 6 months. Because I feel like I've been playing it at least 3 months, and I know I came on a little bit into it.
Yeah,
Also-
I've only got here in the last month. Also, we just got Flare, so that early tree check paid off.
Yeah, that's kind of the only reason I would hop into tree is that one check. But
It's also a great time to say thank you to everybody who's chilling with us tonight. We appreciate you all and hope you're enjoying the show.
Yeah, and Chanigan in chat points out it was December of last year, so it's, a little over 7 months. But yeah, thank you all for coming and joining us. So we have...
Go ahead.
Oh, you go right ahead.
I know. I was going to say, I noticed in chat, someone said Koopo, and I wanted to say, yes, by the way, there are Moogles in this game. They're hard to find, but there are Moogles in this game.
Also a throwback to the Chocobo, as you see there on Link-A-Lot's side.
Let me get level 2 Phoebe.
Easily the best partner, unless you're getting hammered by fire.
Yeah.
Lycan, for a lot of people, they enjoyed it for the music. I know this is kind of the black sheep of the Final Fantasy games. Everybody says, oh, this is baby's first RPG. That doesn't make it unfun. I love this game. I grew up playing it.
This is one of the first RPGs I learned to speedrun, and I still almost try every day to at least do one randomizer. It's because it's just a super fun randomizer and a super fun speed game for me.
Oh yeah, not just that, the randomizer can go quick. Like, seeds could take an hour if you're good and lucky, or less.
We kind of did middle of the road on experience for this so that it wouldn't be too grindy or too challenging, shall we say. You can crank it up to be very friendly to a new player to 4 times experience, and you will have all the levels. You will not have to worry if you turn experience up that high.
Never worry
Or you
about
can be
levels.
like me and turn it down to 1.5 and try to get to the final boss at level 15.
Yeah, it is. Getting into this randomizer is easy. It honestly is. If you enjoyed Final Fantasy Mystic Quest casually, or it's for like me and Vesper, this is something you grew up playing, I recommend giving this a shot. Or if it's just something, oh hey, I want to kill an hour, hour and a half doing something fun with good music, here you go.
One of my favorite moments with this was when I decided to speedrun it. I basically pulled it out of a box that had stored all of my all my Super Nintendo games as a kid, and I popped it in, and live on stream, I was like, what saves do I have here? And the first one at the very bottom was the title that I aimed at was AOL 4.0.
See, you're a braver man than I would, because I would never pop in a game that I had as a kid where you could see the file names, because I'd be afraid I would have named it something a little stream inappropriate.
By the way, I don't know if we can put the link in chat, but if anyone wants to check this out, the website is ffmqrando.net. So FF like Final Fantasy, MQ like Mystic Quest, Rando like Randomizer.net.
Man. It's like
Sometime-
Link-a-Lot's getting over to the Wintry Cave checks, and Kedril is wandering in the Lava Dome, which does have some banger music as well. And sorry, I interrupted you there, Vesper. Please go ahead.
No, I think I was just going to talk about the music.
It is great. The Lava Dome has my personal favorite. It is not my favorite dungeon, but it has my favorite music.
I don't
And
know.
the link for the rando is in chat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Make sure the people know how they can get into it. Join us. We have cookies.
Anyway, you're going to see Link-a-Lot over here melting down a crab with rocks falling from the sky.
Meteor actually Earth Elemental for what it's worth.
Oh, yeah. And also a threat to all the world if you're Final Fantasy VII. In this case, it couldn't even kill a crab. I don't know. I'm debating if that's really a great spell.
Maybe it's just a really strong crab.
That could be too. All right.
Also, probably should note that we can't full check the Lava Dome because we don't have the Mega Grenades. And
Yeah.
that's a risk you're going to take sometimes in routing this stuff. You're going to say, okay, I can do most of this, and I'm willing to leave a couple of boxes behind because I don't have the right item to access them.
Yeah, in this case, Mega Grenades block off the two vanilla red chests for the Moon Helm and the Life Spell. If you're playing with unshuffled red chest, you can still get the one behind Hydra, but you're going to have to double dip and come back.
They're moving so quick, it's hard to keep up with things sometimes, but I don't know we specifically noted that Link-a-Lot has went and gotten Phoebe 2. Once you've gotten the item from Phoebe 1, you can nope out of everything, go over to Windia in the inn, and get Phoebe 2 to join you.
Yep.
And then you can bring her back to all the stuff you're supposed to do with Phoebe 1 and do it that much easier.
I also noticed that Link is does not have the magic mirror for this dungeon.
Nope, so he is technically doing this out of logic. Because with the friendly logic that we have installed, actually this is standard logic, so it's not out of logic, don't mind me, but for those coming in to join the rando, we have friendly logic, which means you're going to get the gas mask or the mirror, so you can see the enemies in the volcano or ice pyramid. Now, standard doesn't guarantee that, which is what we're running under this time.
And we just got our Mega Grenades.
And,
And this room has 3 red boxes. It's completely loaded.
well, I mean, is Quake really worth it? No.
No, but it is 3 checks in the same room, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're getting it now. Kedril's getting it now and, not running into it later when he's looking for something. But Mega Grenades, he can full clear Lava Dome now. And he can go back and get Ruben's dad for another check.
Yeah, you have to have the Mega Grenades to do that, and we just got Excalibur over on Link-a-Lot's side. Our next sword check was in the Ice Pyramid.
Also on Link-a-Lot's side, I don't know if anyone else caught it. I barely caught it thanks to X10 Power in chat. We've got the Captain's Cap.
Yeah, it's another part of Go mode, so I tend to focus on Go mode as finding the rock, the cap, and the crest. It's not everything, but those are generally the most out-of-the-way things to find, and the rest are probably going to happen along the path.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we've seen almost all of Go mode at this point in about, 30 minutes? Everything except the last claw upgrade. Now, me personally, I would want Flare and Life. So, I mean, we've seen Flare on Kedril's side. Life is... It will make the final boss a little bit easier.
Life is pretty important, and having better armor would also be non-trivial. Not required, but non-trivial.
Oh, yeah. I think if I remember right on Linkalot's side, he's got either the Noble or the Gaia armor. I'm not 100% on that.
I saw Noble for sure. Meanwhile, Kedril just found 2 accessories in one room.
And yeah, Gatemate, Final Fantasy Legend 3 and this do share a couple similarities, especially with the jumping feature. I played this before I played Legends 3 myself, so I want to say Legends 3 came out prior to this, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, I figure they're probably the same team. I kind of wish they made more games this style back in that day.
I also want to mention, since we were in Aquaria, why didn't he fight the Ice Golem? Well, it's not required. You could see the box behind him was not red, and that's not what thaws the town out. What will melt all the ice is called the Wake Water, and if you have that, you don't have to fight the Ice Golem. They're independent.
Yeah. Whereas in the vanilla game, the Libra Temple, you'll go in there, go talk to the old floating cloud guy, because that's a great design, honestly, let's be honest. And he'll give you the Wake Water, you'll go back to Aquaria, and it's sprinkled a little bit on there, and oh, well,
There's the Dragon Claw.
We have
This
seen
lava dome is
everything for
absolutely
Gomo.
loaded.
We
And
have
this Minotaur rarely survives a hit. He's level 3. He doesn't
Unless-
survive.
unless you miss, and I have seen it.
Oh, I've seen that plenty of
Yes,
times.
I was in that same channel with you this last Saturday. Or no, Sunday. It was the Sunday, yeah. We were there together. It's like, you have the white spell. Why were you even attacking?
But yeah, so Linkalot, as you've seen, went ahead and turned in the Tree Wither and got Kaylee 1, did the Minotaur check, got the item from Kaylee, and he just went ahead and picked up Kaylee 2. Kaylee 2 is super important for the Windia region. For one reason, she has Petrify Resist. That is where status effects really start to kick in and go. Especially Petrify, which really starts hammering you hard starting in Mount Gale. So I'm kind of hoping to see that check for some good music.
And real quick, a little bit on quality of life. Of course, in the basic game, it would automatically upgrade your equipment. So if you go from Sword to Night Sword to Excalibur, the game is automatically equipping you with the best of those. In Randomizer, depending on your flags, we're doing progressive armor, so it's always scaling up like that. But if you do them in any order, you will keep whatever the highest is on. It's automatic.
Yeah, unlike the old randomizer, which could, do its thing, this one you get to keep your progressive upgrades.
All right, so here's where bosses start really getting real when you're in the lava dome and you're fighting this guy, and he's a jerk.
Oh, he can be a jerk.
Billhead
And the-
Hydra has 14,000 HP. Of course, he resists fire. He also happens to resist paralysis and petrify. So
Doesn't
Meteor is
matter, he's
used
dead.
because Meteor does earth element damage and then White is non-elemental. So that's why those are the spells of choice against him.
But yeah, one fun thing we didn't talk about yet is for the randomizer, we have stat scaling. So we can go up to, I want to say it's 150% or 250%, sorry, scaling. And that means bosses can roll high and wreck you.
Oh yeah.
So this is kind of the point you really want to start paying attention to, okay, do I have good armor? Am I running around with decent protections, the elemental resists, or whatever? Or am I going to get my face wrecked?
And do you have enough charges of magic to actually be able to do this fight? Do you need to use a seed? Do you need to level up more to be able to do it? Kedril has come back in to make sure that all the places have been checked, because in the first place we didn't have the mega grenades. Now that we do, finish checking.
Yep.
Vesper, is there any announcements or anything we need to make that this might be a good time for?
Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah, so we were talking about earlier that Summer Games Done Quick has wrapped up. And if you saw it, you can always tweet at Games Done Quick and let us know what some of your favorite runs were. And of course, you can always check out our Instagram at Games Done Quick to get bite-sized clips of our hotfix shows and see what happens at the event. And of course, speaking of events, Frame Fatales will be having its next all-women speedrunning event, Flame Fatales, from August 21st to 27th. The marathon schedule will be releasing July 8th in a couple of days. Type an !FF in Twitch chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information.
That's exciting. I didn't realize the Frame Fatales one was coming up so quick.
So I'm excited to see the list.
Yeah, exactly. So right now we have Kedril diving back into the mine and Linkalot's jump into the lava dome. Trenton, you want to explain why Kedril's here in the mine?
Well, with the mega grenades, you can rescue Ruben's dad. We had to leave him stranded earlier, and we do that, and he's able to go home. And then once he's in home, we can get an item check there.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to mention real quick is there has been some slight text changes to certain things, like characters joining. Ruben's dad is a prime example. He basically calls his son, worthless. Not gonna argue because Ruben did kind of just fall off a bridge fighting a mummy, but we got some flavor text here.
That's like me every weekend, just to fall off a bridge fighting a mummy.
By the way, I asked Wildham for a couple of thoughts, just to have that we could bring up, and as to what one of the things he most felt accomplished about just having been able to do that when he was developing this, and the speed up was one of his favorite things.
Oh, yeah.
Just when you can make the characters go around faster, that's always a big deal in randomizers.
Yeah, for those who play other randomizers like Dragon Warrior 4 on NES, that's only possible speed ups because they have tiles that skip it, or the directional tiles that speed you up. You'll notice in Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, you don't have that option. So having it here, it's awesome. But yeah, the speed up is great until the first time you try and do the shifting sands in the bottom of Doom Castle. You're gonna struggle a little bit, but we're gonna see that here
up
pretty
just
soon.
to spite me, didn't you?
No, actually, I had the same trouble. I just didn't have the same trouble as many times.
That's fair. But I learned how to do it. Now it's not as trash.
Oh yeah,
It's still trash, but it's not as trash.
but yeah. So, Flare makes most fights super easy. You could see Kedril just did almost 2,000 damage. Not quite as much as Phoebe, but he's also nowhere near the same level or has near the same magic stat as Phoebe, because Phoebe rocks out the only 99 stat in the game. Ooh.
I guess question to the runners not on. The main reason the runners aren't talking is because this way it stays blind to them. They're not getting information about what the other runner is doing, or it might change how they route it, which might not even be to their benefit, honestly.
Oh yeah,
But,
I would, if I was doing this, I would want to troll the other guy. But that's me. That's me. So instead, you get to listen to us, troll about things. And there is Dragon Claw for Linkalot. So that's go mode for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I think in the actual progression sense, although I want to max the armor.
Yeah.
Going at 16 against the Dark King is a little bit of a risk.
Hey, Trenton.
Kid stuff.
And how many times did that fight take?
I think only like 5, actually. It's just that a couple of them were really deep into the fight.
Yeah. So another fun thing about this randomizer is you don't have to activate all the crystals. We may not even see Pazuzu's tower. So
Probably
they can
will
just...
not, and we already noped out of the ice golem.
Yeah. I honestly wouldn't have even checked Giant Tree at this point, but, you know, each their own. I mean, it's a good check, don't get me wrong, but Giant Tree is one of those checks I want nothing to do with if I can avoid it myself.
The other thing we haven't touched on that I think is worthy of a little mention is Life 2 is the best healing... not Life 2. Life is the best healing spell in the game. Because it will do all the HP, all the status fixed, and it'll revive you if you're dead. The only thing it won't do is AoE.
Yep. And chat pointing out while we were flapping our gums, Kedril has the captain's cap, which means he is in go mode as well.
That's important because Max Ship won't sell you to the place until you give him his cap back.
Yeah, so the next question is if they're going to try and figure out if they can get life or not.
That is up to the runners, honestly. I know everybody
you're
has
low
their
level,
own personal... Yeah.
When you're low level on the main, I think you have to do one or the other. You either got to be a higher level or you've got to have life.
Yeah.
Now, me, myself, I would probably jump into the experience battlefields and see what I wind up with, and then judge from there, because maybe if I hit, like, level 20 or something, I'm not going to worry about life as much, because I know by the time I reach Dark King, I'll be level 22, 23, however much the experience gain boosts me up to, but right now, level 16, 17... that's a little scary.
I don't think we've seen Phoebe 2's item yet. I'm not sorry, not Phoebe. Kaylee.
It doesn't matter. Not
Oh,
to
you must
Link a lot.
already have it because
I
otherwise
think it
you'd
was.
check
I think it was a heal
anyways.
potion.
Okay.
I think so. And yeah, as Chanigan points out, it looks like Link-a-Lot is going to the ship, and Kedril is on his heels. Because we see up here in this upper right house, we are warping to the ship dock. So...
And worth noting is going in at 17 is not fighting Dark King at 17. That's probably fighting him at 19.
yeah, you're going to gain a couple levels unless you have experience scaling on 1 or 0.5, which is possible. So yeah, looks like...
When it's new or you're casual, we won't make you do that, I promise.
No. Story casually is going to make sure you get smacked around and learn to level.
And if maybe anyone would like to throw the link into chat again, just to make sure we put that out there a couple of times, it's ffmqrando.net for anyone who would like to try this out.
All right, and we see Link-a-Lot actually exited out after talking to Mac. He's gonna poke around and see if there's any red chests. Maybe he is looking for that life, and oh boy, it's a red chest.
Oh, it's
Thunder.
thunder.
If that had been life, that just would have been amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There
So, I mean-
is still a couple of boxes in the last dungeon, but other than the one, I'm not sure any others are even allowed to be read. I'd have to check that eventually, because it's a good question.
That is a good question for Wildem. I feel like there's two or three brown chests in this
Yeah.
vanilla, and then there's one chest that's red on this level. Now, if that's one of the chests, if that could be a possible red chest, and as you see on Link-a-Lot's screen, right before he fought the boss to the left was another one. If those are allowed to be red, that means life could have been here. So,
Yeah. Now I think he's going for the exit strats. You can warp this boss away with exit. I do that at higher levels to do the fight faster. At lower levels, I want the experience.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you still get experience from the shadows, but not as much. But yeah, Vesper, what do you think of it so far?
Well, I love it. I'm happy that I'm actually kind of shocked we're actually here this early though.
We warned you it could go a little quick.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think when we asked for a screened seed, we were expecting early exit.
Yeah.
that was kind of the other thing. Yeah.
Oh,
We
Shannigan.
did have a member of the community check this out for us to try and make sure it would be a good run and not just really leave our runners in a bad spot at some point.
Yeah, we also didn't want to, put the following run of Mass Effect 2 in a tight spot as well, so we wanted to stay a little bit under estimate. This might be a little bit more than we accounted for. I don't know.
We'll see what Dark King does, and then we got Zoo as well. That could also throw a little bit of a curveball.
Yeah, Zoo has this magical thing called Doom Dance that will just instantly kill everything.
And with no life on Benjamin, which that is his default name, right? Benjamin?
Yes.
I'm not just making
Yes.
that up. Okay. I had that in my head. It's like, I'm not thinking that. I usually name him Ben for short. But anyways, with no life on him, that's very much a risk.
Oh, yeah. And as Chad is pointing out, Dapper Gent, he's the member who helped vet this seed. Chanigan's pointing out that Dark King is the equalizer. We might be here for up till the last second because Dark King wants to just wipe out the party.
It's happened to me multiple times when I did this randomizer.
Oh, yeah. There's just some days he does not care about anybody's problems.
These floor layouts, by the way, are
Oh.
of course valid. Okay, that answers that
That's
question.
a red chest, yeah.
That question is now answered.
Oh.
Alrighty.
Oh, wow.
Well, this just got very game on.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
That's where you're glad you didn't spend time searching for it. Because it was
Yeah.
here all along.
I'd have been mad if I had been searching and found it there. I would have been legit mad. And Kedril finding out
Wow.
Petrify is a problem as well. Getting petrified, having everybody petrified, or one person petrified and one person dead means, guess what? You're starting over. And yes,
I'd
thank you
also-
very much, Zapper, for that.
I would also like to point out we're hyping up life because it's the most important healing spell. That doesn't mean free. That doesn't mean easy. That means you get to live one more turn.
Yeah.
So someone in chat said, so now it's entirely up to RNG, and yep, it's entirely up basically to Zoo and Dark King. Kedril's reaction with life there.
Right.
Twinhead Wyvern here, of course, resists fire, which makes sense on a lava floor. So you'll want to either use Meteor or White against him, not Flare.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, looks like Link-a-Lot's got a little bit of a lead here. I mean, Zoo and, or Za and Dark King are the great equalizers, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
All right, now this floor is confusing. Flat out.
Yeah, especially when you're first playing it casually, because the floor that Link-a-Lot's on has these little windows that you can walk through, but not always. There's a couple spots where it looks like there's windows, but there's brick, and then it stops you. So, it might take you a little back and forth to figure out where to go.
And that's not even the worst thing about this floor. The worst thing about this floor is you can fall down to the fire floor.
Now, it's good after
Oh,
you
yeah.
beat Za, but
Except
You
for
get-
you have to backtrack to do it after you defeat Zus.
yeah.
You can't do it usefully when you want to do it. You can do it easily when you don't want to do it.
Yeah, you go fast, you can wreck yourself.
Because
But
when
yeah.
you're up on this highest level ridge, you can't fall down.
Here's our first appearance of the Pazuzu Za boss, because we skipped Pazuzu's tower.
And the HP takes a jump here. The base HP of this boss is 20,000 instead of the 15,000 for...
first miss on the Doom Dance.
Clutch dodge by Phoebe on Link-A-Lot's side.
And also this resists Earth, so no meteor here. Use Flare.
Yeah. Does Za keep his vanilla weakness to arrow in this, though? I don't remember.
Yes, shoot and wind. So the arrows or wind spell will actually do damage here, but that's only going to do like 750-ish.
Yeah, at this level, it's
So-
better to just rock out white or flare,
Yeah.
but
If for whatever reason you didn't have them, arrow would be perfectly reasonable, but you may also resort to it with Benjamin because you don't want to use a seed.
yeah.
If you're cruising and you don't want to lose a turn, you can just keep attacking with it.
So one thing you might have noticed on Link-A-Lot's side is he's flapping his wings. In this case, it's the second time. When he initially flaps them, that means he's putting up what's called a Psych Shield. And Za is one of the 4 enemies, I believe, in the game, which when, in his case, if his shield is up, or Pazuzu or Za, if their shield is up, they reflect magic. So if you cast magic, you're hitting yourself. And another Doom Dance dodge on Link-A-Lot's side. Oh man, he is
Oh,
going
wow.
after her.
Wow.
Oh
That is some RNG.
Wow.
man.
I noticed that
Now-
Link. I noticed that Link. This whole battle has kept Phoebe on manual. Now, is it for the purposes of the? Oh wow, fourth. For the purposes of this, is it good to keep your companion always on manual, or should you occasionally put it on auto?
I myself like to keep him on auto for certain situations, but it kind of depends. Everybody's got their own comfortable way they want to do it. Keep it on manual, because if you know you're just going to be wanting Phoebe to do white and she's got max spell charges, you can just hold A. It's not quite as fast as auto, but basically as fast.
All right,
But
so
if-
before Dark King, the statue is a full heal, and you may get this chest over here for the seeds. Yeah,
Ooh,
there's no reason to be short. The rest of the stuff doesn't matter.
man,
Well, it's
it's looking
interesting.
like Za rolled some Tristram accuracy. Kedrill's dodging Doom Dance on his side.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, so if you use a seed in this, and then Dark King finishes your party, and you say, "I want to go ahead and restart the battle again," you still have lost those seeds.
Yeah, but now we're talking about having around 30. So
Yeah.
Yes.
we're good for a while.
It's something that, you know, especially for someone who's never played it before, that's actually a casual thing that you may miss.
Oh yeah,
No,
and
it-
let's talk about some of the best final boss music in the Super Nintendo era. Period. I mean,
It
Lavos
is.
and Chrono Trigger slaps. Don't get me wrong, but this song, come on.
This is really good. I had
This
it stuck in
and-
my head all day.
Yeah, that's in the just final dungeon theme is just so good.
Oh, so
I'd also
good.
like to point out real fast, since we've got Dark King in phase 2, the phases are not broken out evenly, so they don't tell you how much HP that a boss has currently. That's not really planned one way or the other. That's just where we currently are. So we're in phase 3. We, in fact, probably still do have over half the HP to go. Because
Yeah,
I don't think
it's-
we've done 20,000 yet.
It's entirely possible that he rolled 10,000 HP total, and I mean, not likely, but
No, 20 would be his minimum.
okay, 20 in this case, but yeah, he lowballed some HP, so you could theoretically not even see the second, or in this case, third forms. Now, not
Oof,
likely,
this is close.
but oh,
This is
Yeah.
tight. Got the life off.
there goes Phoebe.
Then use the other life.
Yep,
And got
and
up
he's
to level 19, so back to what I had said when they were coming into here, is that didn't mean that's the level you were going to fight the boss at. Both of them up to 19 and 20.
So I noticed that Link switched on over to the sword when using life. So for those that don't understand, is there a reason why that is, or is it just for fun?
two
Oh,
of our
man.
weapons have, yeah, right? Two of our weapons have stat increases. Swords, starting at the Knight Sword, will increase your speed by 5. So in this case, Link-a-Lot switched over to the sword to make sure he got off his turn before Dark King. And the other item that increases a stat is the claws, which I believe is all three will increase your magic stat by 5, which means just a little bit more damage, a little bit more healing. I mean, low levels, it's not as big a deal. But the other little quirk about our items is for regular fighting, bombs do not miss. They have split damage between all the enemies, but they're never going to miss. So depending on where you're at in the game, you might want to throw some bombs or, you know.
So people in chat are asking, and I know we've talked about it. Maybe someone came in a little late and doesn't know. Why are we not using the cure defend attack against the Dark King here?
Yeah, the HP overflow glitch has been patched out. And we have this really tight, in fact, it's Kendrel who gets into phase 4 first.
Wow.
So is ahead on the damage. The other thing that's really noteworthy is Kendrel got that extra level and it was worth 40 HP. But that 800 is kind of a threshold number on damage. It's not perfect, but it moves you out of one-shot territory on a few more attacks.
This became this has been a really tight randomizer race.
Yeah, right at the end.
They took different paths to get here along the way, but
Kendrel does have the slight advantage, though, with Flare. Grabbing that earlier. Ooh. Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
There you go.
Oh,
He's seen it coming.
Kendrel. Oh, that has to hurt.
This is where
it is not
Link-a-Lot
over until it's over.
This is where Link-a-Lot switch to the sword thing paid off. Because if Kendrel had switched to the sword and Castile, he might have been fine. Right. Kendrel already back in phase 2 though, so
Yeah, it was a very quick phase 1, a reasonably fast phase 2, the long phase 3, and we're still working our way through the last phase.
let's see. Yep. Another round for Link-a-Lot. Kendrel's
A lot of
already back
damage
into
coming
phase
out,
3.
but very important in this fight is that Phoebe is faster, and that really affects the strats.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't do these cure strats unless Phoebe was consistently faster with the heals, and that is not always the case.
Kendrel, no. No, Kendrel. He just cured the Dark King accidentally. I think that was a mispress.
Oh no.
That was a 7,000 eel. Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, and honestly, even worse is that you didn't heal your own team. And like I said, what life does for you is you survive one more turn. And look what happened. Didn't survive the next turn. That is the value of life. You live for one more turn, and that's GG.
That's time for Link, yeah. Wow.
A well-fought battle. They were both on phase 4, same time.
Yeah, like Royal Blue Wizard points out in chat, that +5 speed from the sword never really matters, except when it does. Oh, baby. Man.
So we've got Kendrel still trying to finish up, get revenge. This is try number 3 against the Dark King, and there is nothing unusual about that whatsoever. It's where you're really glad you have a save anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Link's watching.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
might be looking for like a message. There we go.
There
hey,
we
Link.
go.
Hey,
GG.
GG.
thank you.
How were you feeling during it? Were you feeling like things were going well? Were you feeling like you were chasing something?
I felt like it was going too well. Like I was waiting for Dark King to just completely destroy me. Because I was like, when I hit go mode, I'm just like, I remember it's like I double checked my eyes. I'm like, yeah, I'm really in go mode. I could go just kill Dark King. I look at my level. I'm just like, yeah. And then I'm like, I'm also missing life, so Dark King could go relatively bad quickly. That's why when I picked up life in the lava floor of Focus Tower, I'm just like, all right, I feel better. But yeah, it was weird being able to pretty much skip all of the Windia area entirely.
Yeah.
Could you keep clicking through so the credits will come up?
Oh, yep.
Not essential, but I just think that'd be neat. So yeah, it was a really fast Phase 1 and Phase 2 for the Dark King, and then Phase 3 happened.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah,
like phase 3 just kind of is the equalizer for you guys.
Yeah. And Kedrill's still going. Kedrill's still going right now.
And very much in it at this point. There goes the
Ooh.
Petrify again.
Yeah, this race was a lot closer than you were thinking, Link, because this is Kedrill's, third try on Dark King now?
Oh no.
Yeah. Unfortunately, one missed life spell.
And then he missed a cure spell. I'm presuming that had to have been a misclick. But you guys were keeping it very close.
Oh no.
813 damage
Oh,
on 800 HP max.
Oh.
Oh,
Talked about this earlier, that extra HP on Benjamin, it matters against some of these attacks. And around 850 is when you're generally pretty safe from one shots.
Well, if anything, this shows the beauty that is the randomizer. It looks fine, and then you get to these final couple bosses, and it's just you don't know what you're gonna get into.
the best part is it's not even the final couple bosses, because there's the Medusa mini boss. She can just stun lock you. The iFlight Genie random mini boss, or random enemy rather, and the Medusa regular enemy that appears, they can stun lock you into death. You don't know.
Yeah.
And I mean, back at the Lava Dome, that one can be just absolute garbage.
Oh yeah.
So again, a big shout out to Wildham, who developed this. He grew up enjoying Mystic Quest and wanted to take a stab at making a randomizer for it. He did a lot of work on the more recent developments of Final Fantasy I randomizer and brought a lot of that knowledge over here and has done some great stuff with it. We've been having a lot of fun with it, and chat, we hope you've had fun with it too.
Yeah, and real quick, before I throw it back to Link a lot on his thoughts, Celia Ravenloft in chat is asking, would it be worth grinding that couple extra levels just for a safer Dark King fight? It depends to me on how comfortable you feel with the game itself.
That was a lot of damage there.
Oh yeah. I personally...
Go ahead.
Oh, you go right ahead.
I was going to say, my answer to that is I'm usually checking the experience battlefields along the way, and if they're a 1 or 2 fight, I'm going to do it. And just pick up the bonus experience along the way. You should have life coming off. There we go.
Oh.
Still alive.
Oh.
I saw him queue it up.
Oh.
Switch to the sword.
Switch to sword.
Switch to the sword.
It's no.
Well, it's
Wait.
not the
It's
golden,
petrified.
so
No.
he's done.
That was
Oh no.
damage.
Alright. Link-a-Lot, I am sorry. We got hyped here. Is there any more you would like to say?
No, I mean it was a fun seed. I wasn't expecting it to be that fast because I've done a few practices on it, and it's usually I was finishing like 115 or so. So that's why when I hit go mode like I did, I'm just like, this is incredibly fast. I'm just like, I was just waiting for something to be a brick wall, and I was like, it's got to be Dark King. He's just going to be a brick wall, but I'm going to try him at 700, 720, 760 health. Hope it's enough, and if it's not, then I'll go get a level or two. Hope it's for the best, but the armor, I picked up most of the armor, as well as I had resistances on Benjamin for everything critical against him. No petrify, fire resistance for flare, paralysis resistance.
So what do you think of that Zuh fight? We noticed he couldn't hit Doom Dance to save himself.
I was happy with that because I saw Doom Dance come on turn 1. I'm like, oh, this is how this fight is going to go. Okay, I get it. I guess the fight I was most worried about, especially going into it, was, I can't remember his name now, boss of the mine?
Jin.
Yeah,
Jin, yeah.
Just because, like, Benjamin was, like, no weapons. Like, I had all level 1 weapons still. I had no magic for him to use. And, like, Benjamin's basically just going to be there. And...
Let's try this. Yes.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
I knew that was going to be close.
Oof.
Oh,
This is a good fight here. But again, this shows that, again, like I was saying earlier, the amount of difficulty that the Dark King can give.
And of course, he resists everything. Well, not everything. He resists wind. He resists earth. So you can't use meteor in this fight. But flare and light are fine.
I mean, to be fair, he is kind of floating in the void with a bunch of asteroids around him. Would meteors really affect him? I mean...
Ooh.
I mean, most spiders are affected by giant rocks.
Good move on Kedril to use life instead of heal.
Oh, yeah. And that's the beauty of the life
That
spell.
is a big part of why it's the best healing spell. You queue it up and you either get the full heal or you get the revive. Full heal.
Yes.
It's why you really, really want it for this fight. I don't know if we mentioned it, but all of the companions have it.
Oh, yeah.
All of the companions will
That
have
is true.
life.
I never thought about that, but all the companions do have life.
Which is super awesome. Because even in the vanilla game, you could have a bad time. Kedril's like, why? Why do you keep petrifying me? And yeah,
So you lose some damage turns to that, but it's not going to auto kill you if he does that to Benjamin, because Phoebe's going to be able to get the cure off in the form of life. The biggest thing about a lower level Dark King fight is you're not going to get as many double damage turns where you're full health, you're in the clear, both of your characters can throw off a big spell. A lot of these turns, someone's going to have to spend their turn healing.
Hey, he
no.
remembered. He remembered.
But he's not faster! He's
It
not
didn't.
faster!
Oh.
But he survived the petrify!
Oh my gosh.
That one was not the petrify. That was just the regular
Okay.
damage one. The golden one is the
Yeah.
petrify one. But oh man.
Alright.
Wow.
Still, you're feeling it at the time. I don't think at the
Yeah.
time you're even going to notice what color it is. You're just going to say, oh no, spiderweb, I'm dead.
That's what I do, yeah.
There it is,
that's
GG.
That's it. Oh,
Time.
man. Look at that relaxing
Oh,
feel of
man.
Kedril.
That's like that fight. I think that was,
Oh baby.
that was more tries than Kedril was hoping it would take. Unless we forget, Kedril actually went in there with the higher level.
Yeah.
It was only one, but it was in fact a higher level, and it did in fact matter on some of those damage rolls.
Now I might be wrong, but I think level 20 is actually a threshold for an additional wizard cast, or in his case, flare.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. GG.
GG.
It's finally over. I was so close the first round. It was I think I was like maybe 1 or 2 hits away, and I know I didn't say a lot when we were starting to run, but I have a lot to say now. This is a fun game, despite what my screen may look like at times. There are a few kinks to be worked out. Like I was stuck in a crit loop there for a while. I'm not sure if anybody noticed. Dark King just every hit was a crit. You're basically you're running against the clock there, but that's part of the fun. You know, it's all a whole package experience.
So for both of the runners and maybe for some of the commentators as well, when you were watching it or running this, what was the one moment that just made you go like, "Wow, that's there"? Like that was really early.
Exit.
The exit spell.
Yeah, exit was pretty key. I know I was asked like, "Oh, what's one of my favorite tricks in this game?" And it is when you get the Gemini crest and you can exit to go into the Aquaria area early to get the Venus shield check. And that's exactly what I did here. Like I thought that was very. It's probably like one of the only sort of sequence breaks you can do in the game, and it was nice to be able to showcase it.
And Link, do you have anything? Was it exit for you as well?
Yeah, I mean, having exit right away, that was nice. I guess finding the Sky Coin and Ice Pyramid was really nice early, even though it's like I went in there without Magic Mirror, but that's kind of one of my favorite things to do, especially with Brown Chest Shuffle, because there's so many chests in there. It's like, I'm going to find something in here probably.
Same here. Yeah, the drop-down room can have a ton. I was really surprised when we got into Lava Dome. Just like the entirety of the game was half there. That was pretty fun.
Oh,
Yeah, Lava Dome was, like, I felt bad for
Loaded.
because I left. I was like, all right, I can go get Phoebe 2 right now because of what I have. I'm like, I'm gone. I'll come back. I'm coming back with Phoebe 2. We're not doing this with Ruben 2.
Yeah, I did the same.
Everything, I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. Once you can get Phoebe 2, like anybody new who wants to try out the randomizer, you just aim for Phoebe 2 and you do whatever you can to get her in your party.
That is something
and-
that helps. Real quick sidebar, just want to mention that if you go to the randomizer website, there's a Discord link on there, and we're all very active in there. We'll be happy to answer any questions in more detail there than we were able to get to tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so I was going to ask for everyone here. I know the soundtrack is amazing. I've said it earlier, and we've like chat said it the whole time. We've all said it. What's your favorite song? If you had to pick one.
Mountain.
For me, probably Volcano or the boss battle music. I'm gonna go. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll go. But I'm gonna go boss battle music. That would be my top soundtrack from the game.
All right. Mine's easy. It's Doom Castle.
I said mine earlier. It's Lava Dome.
Yeah, Lava Dome's probably like a close. I guess Lava Dome or Volcano would be close second for me.
I'm the odd one out. Mine is Mount Gale.
That's also
I don't
true
know,
that we
just-
didn't. There's a lot of bosses that we didn't see really throughout it. Like when we went to Mount Gale, we didn't see
Yeah, no
Dullahan.
Dullahan.
no Dullahan. Yeah.
We didn't get to
No,
see Ghidra from the
Pazuzu.
giant tree. No Pazuzu.
Yeah. All
And
right,
we
and
didn't fight Ice Golem, which is unfortunate because whenever you get to do this, Benjamin's finest hour is when you get to cast Flare on Ice Golem.
Yeah.
And he will do 4,000 damage, and it's his
Oh,
finest
yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
fair.
so-
Zach also points out that sound effect for Flare is actually super solid for Super Nintendo sound. Just
Yeah.
hearing that, it's just like, yeah.
All right, so I know we've talked about it a lot. So if anyone was interested in jumping onto the randomizer, there are a lot of people who in this chat who were saying that this is the first time they've ever heard of this randomizer and maybe they're interested. I know we've said it a couple times, but for those that maybe are just now coming in, getting ready for Mass Effect 2, and they were like, ooh, this looks really fun and interesting, where would they go?
You would go
Just got the
to
link posted in chat again. Thank you very much. But for those watching the video, go ahead, Daryl.
Yes.
Yep, as Richard just posted, it will be www.ffmqrando.net. And as Trenton alluded to a little bit ago, we do have a Discord link in there. We are all active and willing to answer any questions you may have and just help out in general. Or, hey, you think you're stuck somewhere, you can't find something? Just let us know. Most of us are very, very willing to just be like, all right, we'll find this real quick. And yes, as Apex Corbett mentioned, this randomizer for Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is beatable. You can win. If you played the old one, this one is winnable. Every seed, we promise. Or Wildem will fix it for you very, very quickly.
Yes. And finally,
I can't shout out Wildham enough for the outstanding work he's done on this. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Please try it.
yes, I agree. And finally, where would, if anyone's interested in following any one of y'all, where would they go?
Oh, you would ask us to put our Twitch links in here.
Well, just everybody say hello in chat, and then they can click on your name. That's an easy way to do it.
I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and type mine out and link. We didn't think about, linking each other, plugging each other. We wanted to plug the randomizer a little bit more because we all love this game. It's just like any randomizer that people will play, they're doing it because they enjoy it, they love it. They're not just doing it to do it.
Yeah.
And I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you on behalf of all of us to Vesper and GDQ for hosting us here tonight in the Bargain Bin. It has been a thrill, and we hope we've represented with a good show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vesper, GDQ Hotfix team, whether that's, people in charge of the shows themselves like Vesper, or whether it is the ever important tech crew who keeps us going and makes sure that we can, not have fans be picked up in the background. I am so sorry, Rail. These are the guys who we owe this to. We thank them very much for their time and allowing us to showcase this.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for showcasing this amazing Mystic Quest rando. But we do have Mass Effect 2 coming up here in just a little bit. But of course, if you're watching this on YouTube with our VODs, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. If you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, from now until July 15th, GDQ's revenues from subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered after taxes will be donated to Doctors Without Borders by Games Done Quick. We're going to take a small break where we get things set up for Mass Effect 2. This is a great time to get up, stretch, get some water, hydrate, do everything else you possibly can, and we'll be right back with Mass Effect 2. Hello and welcome back to the Bargain Bin, a show about speedrunning games all under $20. Just a quick announcement. Do not forget that Games Done Quick Highlights is a channel dedicated that features highlights of our GDQ Hotfix shows. Use the !highlights command in Twitch chat to learn more about our highlights. And of course, once again, from now until July 15th, GDQ's revenues from subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered after taxes will be donated to Doctors Without Borders by Games Done Quick. And of course, now we have Mass Effect 2 coming up here with Microwave and Sanjin. How are you all doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Just got back from doing my Mass Effect 1 run at SGDQ like a week ago. Hopping back on ME2, my favorite.
I'm doing pretty good as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this.
Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and load this up real fast. Time does not start on me loading, by the way. But yeah, I'll go ahead and introduce us while Miranda here screams at us. We do start here from this load screen after we start moving. So if you have never played Mass Effect before, Mass Effect 2 is more of like an action, third-person shooter game with RPG elements. All right, shut up, Miranda. All right, and yeah, and it's inspired more by games like Gears of War and Dead Space and stuff. But this game is extremely fast-paced. There's a lot to explain. Sanjan, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Sanjan. I also speedrun Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 as well. I do specialize in. I have ran the any percent and the all loyalty missions, but they're all pretty similar categories. Like once you learn one of them, it's pretty easy to pick it up. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, I guess. So on my count, we're gonna go on go. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Focus, Shepard. Get the pistol.
All right. Miranda's back to yelling at us. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna be moving around here really fast. This game is extremely fast paced. You're gonna see me moving around from enemy to enemy using this ability called Charge. And I'm also going to go into my pause menu, and that's going to cancel the animation right there. But as you see, Charge lets us, like, as the name states, just like charge at an enemy, like immediately teleport to them. And it is by far the fastest way to get around in this game. We're also going to be using, you might know Mass Effect is a game that has a lot of dialogue. However, we're going to be using a keybind. I'm going to bind, like, or I already have it bound. I have skipping dialogue bound to my scroll wheel. And I have an infinite scroll wheel, which basically allows me to skip dialogue like really fast, like you saw right there. I'm gonna take these guys out. Hopefully that'll work. Nice. All right, good RNG on that.
Yeah, pull is required to use for this part. It's like, or else like extra mob spawn. So you have to be quick to use the pull and rocket launcher to kill all of them at once.
This RNG is very good. Oh, never mind. Okay. Spoke too soon. All right, there's a lot to explain. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can, like, these mechs are really annoying. They can blow up on you and stagger you, and when you get staggered, you lose like 1.5, 2 seconds or so, and it's really annoying. And there's a lot of it on the stage.
I'm gonna charge this guy right here. We should state right now, there is no difference, by the way. You are allowed to play as a guy or a girl. There is no difference, or there is in the base game. I think playing as male ship saves about 5 seconds or so. However, we are going to be using a speedrun mod. It's a mod that has been made by the community and approved by the community to be allowed in speedruns. As you can see, my FOV is also much higher than it is normal, like it normally is in the base game. I think in base game FOV is like 60. We're playing with 105. And there is going to be an interrupt later that FemShep exclusively have that is removed. So both guy and girl shep are like exactly the same in the speedrun. And now we are done with that first mission. We're going to be going on to the second mission, which is Freedom's Progress. So before we start explaining the lore and catching everyone up on what's going on with the plot, it's kind of important right now to explain how the out of bounds work in this game. This game has a million out of bounds that works with the elevation glitch. So if I go up to a wall like this and go from right to left, that is going to just abuse how the collision works in this game and send me just going up. Kind of tough one right there. And right here, to get across this little ridge, if I just use a melee abuse, which is me meleeing while moving backwards, it's just going to send me flying like this. And we're going to clear that gap right there. But yeah, basically almost every single out of bounds in this game, that is how it works. We use a melee abuse to get past like these invisible walls, and we use the elevator glitch to get up. Like right here, we're gonna just boost ourselves all the way up.
Yeah, you'll notice that the elevator glitch is slightly different. Mike is specifically using a pistol. You can get further with a pistol versus an assault rifle, for example.
Yeah, so this is like probably one of the more broken missions in the game. We're gonna be skipping all the way to the end by just using I did not get that. That's okay. But yeah, by just using the elevator, we're just gonna get all the way to the end of the mission, basically. What were you asking, Vesper, by the way?
I was gonna ask, so the displays on the bottom, like that one was like hold left to go in the directional shape. We're just gonna ignore those, or are we? Are they, you know?
We're past the need for good old tutorials, pretty much.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how the game's telling you you're supposed to play.
Yeah, but we're not gonna follow the game. As you can see, directions are a suggestion in this game. They are not the rule.
All right. It's telling you to take cover.
Yeah, that's a thing in this game, but we're not going to be doing that a whole lot. There are a couple of parts where taking cover is optimal. This game is a cover-based shooter, and even though we are playing on the lowest difficulty, which is casual, you die extremely fast in this game if you do not take cover. The damage on the enemies is extremely overtuned. to say the least. However, like we obviously don't want to like just be in cover the whole time. We want to be moving around constantly. We like never stay in the same spot like more than once, basically. Someone is asking, is this glitch is PC version only? It is. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it isn't. One important thing to mention right here, though, is that we are playing on the OG version. We are not playing Legendary Edition. Some people might like this version of the game still looks pretty good, all things considered. But unfortunately, the elevator glitch did get patched out though in Legendary Edition, so it is quite a bit slower than this version of the game. So
I believe
yeah,
the charge glitch is also fixed where you spam escape to skip the animation. But there is there's a glitch that we have with heavy weapons that is actually not fixed in Legendary version.
Yeah, that's something you can go ahead and explain right there if you want, Sanjin.
Yeah, so I can explain it here. So basically, the autosave glitches, if you turn autosaves off, like essentially you can your heavy weapons generally like normally they don't recharge after each mission. You have to grab like packets where like you get heavy weapons, but if you turn autosaves off and as long as you don't quick save after you use all of your heavy weapons, then you basically get your heavy weapon ammo refilled at the beginning of each mission. Because at the end of a mission, like normally like it'll autosave and it'll save that data, but since we're not saving that data, it basically thinks, oh, the save data that we have has a full heavy weapons ammo.
Also, very big skip right here. Yeah, we just dropped like through the map right there to just skip like about 40% of the way into the mission, I want to say. And we're gonna grab that assault rifle damage upgrade right there for later. Yeah,
this
just casually skipping a lot.
Oh. Yeah, this gets a lot of talking. Or you normally have to talk to I think Morden's assistant and Morden, and they're like, oh, you gotta go help us do some stuff, and then we just skip all that.
Yeah, we're getting some memes right here though, but that's fine. All right, so here's the part where we're supposed to be picking up a squad mate, but we're not going to do that. Well, we're not going to be doing it the intended way. So normally we have to go for this clinic. However, if we just elevator up right there, what the? That's okay. This game is all right. We're just going to restart this mission really fast.
This has never happened before. I've actually never seen it happen before.
that is literally. Actually, I think I know why that might have happened. I think it's because I didn't charge fast enough. But yeah, that is a. Already, we have a, that's never happened before moment right there. But luckily, this mission is, like, kind of fast enough that it doesn't really matter. Okay.
Watch out!
Just be doing this again really fast. Sanjin, if you want to explain, like what the main structure of the game is, with, like, recruiting, like, the squad mates and all that. Really fast.
So, to explain a little bit about the story, so... You're a person named Commander Shepard. In Mass Effect 1, you're investigating all these sketchy things that are happening, like kind of like chasing someone named Saren, and then you beat him up. But then, like right after that, you die. You pretty much die. But then, like 2 years later, like this organization named Cerberus has revived you and saying, "Yeah, you're the only hope because there's some really sketchy stuff going around. There's people getting kidnapped, and then." We need to recruit like the best people to handle this. So you're like, yeah, okay, you don't really have a choice. So you start off with these two companions, Miranda and Jacob. So Jacob's gonna be Jacob's kind of like a tank character, not that great, but Miranda's gonna be in our party for most of the game because she is really
she's extremely OP. So there's gonna be two squad mates we're gonna be using primarily, and that's gonna be Morden and Miranda, Eminem. Morden we're getting right now. Getting him also unlocks the lab in our ship, the Normandy, which allows us to upgrade our weapons and all that. So he's kind of important just for that. However, he has this ability called Incinerate that we're also going to be using throughout the game. That's extremely good just for DPS. But Miranda, the reason she's used so often is because she has both Warp and Overload, which are both fantastic like DPS abilities. And she has a passive ability that no other squad mate has. I think it's called like a Cerberus officer or something like that. That by just having her around us, it just increases our like weapon damage, just base by like 10% or something like that. It's kind of insane. Like I don't know how she was put into the game like in her current state. She is just so broken compared to everybody else. So we're at the end of the mission right here where we have to go hit these like two fans right here and turn them on to help out Morden. And I'm going to be charging this enemy right over here to cross this gap. There's a couple of enemies we got to kill right here to spawn the enemies in the next room. like I said, a lot happens in this game very, very fast. This game, like the speed run for this game goes at like 1,000,000 miles per hour right there. Finish that up right there.
There's hardly any downtime in this run.
Yeah.
Especially in the
stark
beginning.
contrast to ME1, which has a lot of downtime. This game has like no downtime really.
No, you don't have to sit there.
So yeah,
So I know.
We collected
Oh, go ahead.
samples from one of the colonies.
I noticed you skip all these cutscenes, and I remember from Summer Games Done Quick, I believe you still use your scroll wheel for that.
Yes.
When it comes to making all the decisions,
If you find anything,
is that harder to do in terms of like, do you know it, or do you just do like 1, 2, 3, or 4 really fast?
Yeah, we kind of just know how to do it really, really fast. In this game, this doesn't work in ME1, but in this game, as you're scrolling through the dialogue really fast, you can also just keep moving your mouse while skipping the dialogue to just make certain decisions like really, really fast. It takes a lot of like muscle memory to do it correctly, but it is kind of important for this run. However, though, it is kind of important that we make certain decisions in certain like places just so we get like the squad mates we need and all that. And we're gonna be heading back right here to Omega to pick up Garrus.
Garrus is one of the really, really annoying missions because there's the first part is probably one of the really hard to do optimally because there's a decent amount of RNG and Garrus killing people, and you actually don't want him to go ham and kill everything because that's actually pretty bad.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it in a little bit as we get there. Garrus is being held up in this tower. We need to go save him. Yeah, this mission is like, I think, the longest one in the game outside of Kasumi DLC, I think. Which we don't do in this category.
Yeah, his mission just has like a lot of segments and all the scrollers to deal with.
Yeah.
Compared to the other recruitment missions.
But yeah, what we're trying to do in the game, though, is that Commander Shepard has been tasked by Cerberus to take down this mysterious race that have come and started to kidnap like a bunch of like human colonies in mass. So we basically need to go stop them. They're the collectors. They have a base somewhere, and this mission that we're building up to at the end of the game is referred to as the suicide mission. That is what the game is known for, basically. And the main structure of the game is that we need to go around recruiting squad mates. I think it's like 8 squad mates that we need in total. We already have 4, or I think it's 4. There's a couple, like there's a little bit more to it, but yeah, that's basically what it is. So like the first half of the game is just us going around and doing recruitment missions to pick up squad mates to build up our team. If you want to go ahead and explain, by the way, as I'm doing the skip right here to get the Garrus really fast. This skip is kind of different right here from other skips as we get launched by just going through that load screen right there. And normally we have to go talk to this NPC over here to initiate the Garrus mission. But if we just do another elevator right over here, we just go out of bounds and through that wall, and it just initiates the mission automatically without like having to do that dialogue. But yeah, Sanjan, if you want to go ahead and explain what the category is, by the way, because we are not doing any %. It is kind of important to note.
Yeah, so this is called No One Left Behind, named after the achievement. So this is just basically recruiting as many squad, or not as many squad, recruiting enough squad mates to basically where everyone survives. And it's generally like the fast, happy ending version. So, one important thing to know is that you don't recruit everyone in this mission. So we're not going to recruit everyone, but we do need a base amount of people as well as the appropriate upgrades. So we're going to recruit like basically just enough people, like exactly 8 people for to finish the suicide mission where everyone lives. So
yeah, I think there's like 12 squad mates total you can get in the game. I might be wrong about that number. But there's a couple we don't get just because they are so out of the way, and that includes Thane and Samara and Legion. And in this category, we don't get Kasumi either, just because they all take so long to get, or because there's just a better squad mate we can get instead. So right here, for this strat, we're just going to wait for these enemies to enter the base. I think I'm okay right here.
Yeah, so you need to kill around 4 enemies here to basically not get extra waves, and they all need to be like inside, which is like the really annoying part, because these randomies can pretty much random just like camp outside, and it's really annoying. I think
there's a guy hiding around here.
Yeah, that's also annoying that there's people hiding around.
That can happen. So. That should be a good though, I think. Nice. Okay.
Sending out the head.
So chat's asking if you need to scan for your ship parts. No, there's only 3 ship parts that we will be getting, and those are tied to squad mates. So we can explain that.
Yeah, as we get to it, because that'll be about halfway into the game that we start doing that. But we never actually do like planet scanning or anything like that. We actually like don't need to. because we are doing New Game Plus. We are completing the game with a save, like a character that's already beaten the game and has most of their abilities leveled up. But even on New Game, there actually isn't like any planet scanning that happens, I'm pretty sure. Like on any percent, you don't do any planet scanning. And I have started routing out a New Game No One Left Behind category. But even in that category, I don't think we do any planet scanning because you really don't need it to like beat the game and save everybody.
Yeah, you already have pretty much all the materials you need, especially in New Game Plus. Like the only thing you need to do is just like visit planets to do like certain missions, and that's literally it.
Yeah. So we're moving on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say the main difference in No One Left Behind is that you actually do the minimum amount of loyalty missions.
Yeah.
But there's 3 kind of like groups. So like we need a leader, we need a tech specialist, and we need a biotic specialist.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit more as like we get to it because we are going to do a couple of loyalty missions later down the line. But for right now, we're working on the second segment in the Garrus mission. This mission is basically broken up into 3 segments. We just finished up this first one. Each segment basically involves us dealing with a different mercenary band that is trying to kill Garrus. And this one is basically just like an elongated like auto scroller. We just got to go up to these shutters, press the button, and then that'll give us a 10-second timer as we wait for the shutter to close. And then we're going to be teleported back up to do the boss. So each segment of this has like a mini boss of some sort that we need to kill. All of them are kind of free, honestly. The only really hard part of this mission is the first segment, which we already did because it is the most RNG out of all of them.
Get ready to fight.
So right here, you're going to see how powerful Charge is, by the way. Like, we're going to just charge the boss right here and just annihilate him down like really, really fast.
Yeah, Charge deals actually like a decent amount of damage, and you also get shields back. And you're going to see it using some parts to basically keep ourselves alive in. Yeah, the Maddock, which is the assault rifle he's also using, deals a ton of damage, especially when combined with incendiary shoot.
Yeah, which Vanguards have, by the way, because Vanguards, just based on their entire kit and the fact that they have Charge, just makes them by far the best like speedrunning class for this game. And they're also the best speedrunning class in ME1 and ME2, or no, ME1 and ME3 as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Charge is just such a powerful ability for speedrunning to like get yourselves everywhere, and also basically to like in most cases just like a lot fast. It's almost always faster than walking around or just like killing stuff. And yeah, this is the last kind of like little auto scroller. There's just these enemies that come in one by one.
Yeah. We're also going to be introduced here to the Cane, which is our heavy weapon. If you want to go ahead and explain what that is.
Yeah, so for those of you who are not in the know, the Cane is kind of like the little mini nuke. It deals a truckload of damage, but it takes a while to charge, and you only can basically use it once. So you're just gonna see this, airship just pretty much drop from 100 to 0, right there. So like in a normal, playthrough.
Also, Nodders. Yeah, there we go. Nice.
There we go.
All right, so we're done with Garrus right there. But yeah, the Cane is going to be used in like almost every single mission. It just one-shots nearly every single enemy in the game. The main drawback to using it is that it uses a lot of ammo, especially compared to every other heavy weapon in the game. However, because of the autosave bug, we just have our ammo replenished basically because the game is not reading our save data correctly. We just get our heavy weapon ammo back like at the end of every mission, so we can just use it once per mission. And we've basically just set it up so that we have like a boss we can use it for like on every mission to just make the run faster. It actually, like that find, that was probably only found like a year ago, and it made the run like exponentially shorter, I want to say.
Let's get on with this.
Suppose escape attempts are.
So we're going to be moving on to picking up Jack right here. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, so Jack's a really powerful biotic, and she's imprisoned on this ship, and you gotta go pick her up, but as you'll find out on the second day, the warden here wants to basically imprison us, so of course it's not a...
Yeah, this warden is not a good
mission
dude.
Not a mission without, some shenanigans, but this is also probably one of the fastest recruitment missions, and also at the end is probably one of the hardest segments.
Yeah.
To do correctly.
But yeah,
the
warden
is basically charging a lot of people.
The warden is not a good guy. Oh, I don't know why that's okay. Game is being kind of funny right now. All right, hopefully we don't die. I think we'll be fine now. Nice. Okay. This is where charge is just going to be like insanely good. Just in case you're ever in trouble, you can just charge an enemy and just get your shield back, just so you can live, basically. And we're going to be using Decane on this upcoming room right here. As you can see, we got all our ammo back just by going to the next mission and not having autosaves turned on. And there's like a room right here where we need to kill all the enemies, and it usually takes forever, even on New Game Plus with the Maddock, which is our AR. However, if we just shoot Decane at the ground, we just kill everybody. And in case you don't know how it works, Decane does damage us. However, we have a health gate, basically. Us, the player, have a health gate. As you can see right there, it didn't kill me. It just took out my shields. So whenever you... the Cane basically just does one big wave of damage. And because of that little health gate, that little bit of like invulnerability frames that we get from like losing our barrier, we are just allowed to just survive like point blank, like Cane shots, so that we don't die. And right here, we have the quick warden kill. So we're going to try and kill this guy right here. I think I got him.
I think.
Oh, nice. I got him. Nice.
There we go. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
You have like less than 5 seconds or so to get the
that
kill on him. Like, you gotta.
Yeah, that quick kill is much harder than it looks. Like that's a very big reset points in like PV attempts right there, is getting that quick kill, because there's a little bit of RNG with the weapon spread on our weapon and like where our abilities end up, because they're just not super accurate from long range. But luckily we got it there. And now we're gonna be moving on to Grunt, if you want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so we're gonna be recruiting Grunt. Well, not yet anyways. He'll be, I think, as in the story plot, he's kind of, in the tank, but we're gonna pretty much be starting off again with the huge skip. So basically, there's gonna be like, normally there's like a huge memory to like run around, like, talk to like a Krogan and beat up a couple troopers, but we're gonna skip all that looping around, and we're just gonna
another elevator right here
directly to their main, I think, little base thingy-majigger. Yeah, I'm gonna do a big elevator. You have to be a little careful because there's actually a couple death triggers here that you have to be mindful of, but not too bad.
Okay, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, as you see there, your companions also hit the death trigger, so not too bad. Though.
Oh, did they? Oh, that's not good, actually, because now they're not gonna be able to help me out here. I have to wait for this guy back here. Oh, I got slowed up.
It's also a little annoying because, like, in order to like talk to some NPC, you have to kill everything, but there's a little bit of a death trigger that can elongate or make longer, like, because the Maddock, residual shots from Incinerate shot like kind of burn them, and that animation has to play out.
All right, so we're going to be coming up, by the way, on a first puzzle that we have to do. This game has like 2 variants of like a hacking puzzle that we have to do. This is the first variant, which is a node puzzle. We have to do it to open up these doors. We have to match these 5 pairs of nodes right here. And we can kind of just do this based off like just kind of memorization. There we go, nice. If you do enough of these puzzles, you just know by looking at like how the patterns are like spread out, like which nodes connect to what, like really fast. Does take a lot of practice to be able to do it like kind of fast though. And I think in this category we have about like 4 or 5 that we have to do. That was the first one.
Is that all RNG, or
yeah,
is
it is all RNG. Yeah.
Okay.
It's RNG, but there's a pattern. There's like some consistent patterns on it. Like some notes, like it basically kind of like grabs a random set from like kind of like 20 or 30 different combinations.
Okay.
So there is a sort of a pattern, but whichever gets chosen is essentially RNG.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, the puzzles can be a very big learning curve as you're picking up the game, just because it does take like, you have to do, like, the only way to get better at doing the puzzles is just to do more of them basically. And you could lose a lot, like if you mess up any of the puzzles, like it could potentially cost you like 10-15 seconds each, which isn't a big deal when like you're starting out, but as you're going for better and better times, it can turn into like a big reset point actually. And right now we're heading into the final part of the mission, by the way, which is going to be us killing the mercenary leader here, Jador. We have to talk to this warlord Okir right here, who wants us to kill her. And as you can imagine, we got a weapon here to do the job for us. So I'm going to start charging up the cane kind of early here, and I'm just going to pop a cane shot directly into the door the moment like it's ready. So like right here. I like don't even walk into the room. I just pop in a cane shot, and that's just gonna kill everybody immediately.
Damn it, what's okay
Yeah, so chat asked if this is without DLCs. It's actually with DLCs. So
Yeah.
with DLCs is really convenient because we get the Madoc and the Cane, which makes the game miles faster.
It's important to clarify. The cane is actually not DLC. You can actually get it in the base game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. All you need to do is, I think it's like you just need 3 heavy weapon ammo upgrades, and then you can just get the cane. You can get it ludicrously fast, actually, in the new game run. So we do end up using the cane a lot in new game as well.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was DLC for some reason, but the Madoc is definitely DLC.
Yeah, the Madoc is 100% DLC.
A DLC is also really convenient. Not as much, or slightly less than No One Left Behind, because you do get you get like 2 companions really fast.
Shepard,
like you don't have to do recruitment missions for Zumi and Zaid.
Just went silent.
So we're going to be moving on to Horizon right here, which is like kind of the big climactic like mid-game mission. This happens once you finish up all the initial recruitment missions that you have to do, which is I think Mordin, Garrus, Jack, and Grunt. You always just immediately have to go do Horizon. And this is another pretty busted mission. It's kind of up there with Freedom's Progress and just like how broken it is. Like we're just going to be skipping the vast majority of the mission. And it probably involves one of the more like nutty skips in the game as well, which we'll talk about as we get to it in a minute here. The first thing we're going to do is equip the pistol just so we can get that extra melee range for melee abuses. And the general rule of thumb is for missions in this game, there's probably going to be more skips for the mission if it's outdoors. In Horizon, it's completely outdoors, which completely just opens the gate to what we can do here. So as soon as we get to around where this tree is, I'm just going to elevator up this wall. And then we're going to do another elevator at the corner right here, which is going to send us all the way up to a melee abuse. And this is going to be take us straight like halfway into the mission, like right away. And right after we're done with this skip, we're going to be doing another skip. So I'm going to play it safe right here. I'm going to be making a quick save right here just in case I mess this up. So
normally you'd have to go like face waves and like some really hard enemies, but we're pretty much just also going to skip to the end. But yeah, the skip is quite a bit hard because we're taking advantage of a load
nice. Okay.
kind of like load triggers sending us to the top of the wall here. And if you fail that, you basically have to reload the save, and it can lose a lot of time.
some assets are missing.
Yeah, quite a few, in case you didn't notice. Yeah. This game gets pretty trippy once you're out of bounds in a mission like this. And here we're going to be moving on to what is the most RNG puzzle in the game. This is the second variant of puzzles. This puzzle is both a auto-scroller puzzle and like it's just completely random. So we just have to wait until the game just gives us the tiles that we need here. Right here to match like the prompt that's given up top right there. There, we got it right there. Not super bad, but yeah, that puzzle right there can kill a lot of runs. You could just randomly lose like 20 seconds to that puzzle. And now we're going to be moving on to the final fight of this mission right here. This is going to be broken up into 2 like big fights that take place. It's like there's like a minor pause in between both of them right here. All these enemies always spawn in the same spots, so I can kind of just like know where they're going to be. And we're just going to charge around and just kill all of them. And here's where we're also introduced to the Harbinger variant of enemy. If you want to go ahead and explain that, Sanjin.
Yeah, so the Harbinger variant is basically any random collector, which, by the way, collectors are kind of like corrupted Protheans.
Yeah.
In the plot, you kind of find that out like a little bit later on, but they're basically corrupted Protheans, and they're led by this ancient Reaper named Harbinger, and you can randomly possess one of these collectors and make them pretty strong. And yeah, they have bears and armor, and they're pretty annoying to kill, like especially in regular gameplay. But thankfully, we use a warp and Reap to easily take care of them here. And then since these enemies all spawn in the same place, like it's just a matter of understanding the spawns and then just finding like the best DPS method.
And here we're going to be doing a very quick kill right here. So a second after Miranda does that voice line, I'm going to go ahead and charge up a cane shot and fire it. And after we skip the cutscene, the cane shot is still traveling, and I'm going to kill this boss as soon as it spawns. So we don't even have to wait for anything. Yeah.
Wow.
Normally that Praetor that you kill, like there's like 4 phases that you have to deal with, but the cane basically just skips all of that. So that's what makes the cane like also super overpowered. So yeah, now that we've completed Horizon, like the world's pretty much entirely open to us. We can recruit like the rest of our squad mates, but spoilers, we're only going to be recruiting Tally as our last squad mate. And yeah, as you also see, like we talked to Jacob to start his loyalty mission, as well as buy the ship parts. So we need to buy 3 ship parts. They come from Tally, Garrus, and Jacob. That's why we recruit Tally. And we're basically going to be doing Jacob, Tally, and Jack's loyalty mission.
Yeah.
To fulfill our need for tech, biotic, and leader specialist.
So right here, we have what is the biggest elevator in the game. If we run up to this little corner right here, we're just going to be sent skyrocketing into the sky like that. And I'm going to be doing kind of a precise like run right here. So as I get to this line, I need to wait until I have my sprint back. And then I'm going to run, and that's going to give me enough momentum here to clear this gate so we could just go straight past that right there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're almost dead, but we're totally okay. By doing that skip, we basically make it so that we don't spawn the enemies in this room. Normally, as you can tell by like how the room is laid out, that like normally you're supposed to be fighting a lot of enemies here. However, we're not going to be dealing with any of that. Tully's mission is another big one that's like kind of broken, kind of like Horizon and Freedom Progress. We're going to be doing another elevator right here to get past this gate right here, and that's kind of going to break the progression of the mission right here. Up, come on, go up. There we go.
Yeah, normally in this mission you have to do like a lot of casual content. You have to go get bombs to blow up a door, like all that jazz. But we're just gonna clip through walls, you know, Shepard, put to Spectre, and skip pretty much all of that stuff.
Yeah, so normally we're trying to get into this room right here. So like as you can see, these NPCs right here, like they're kind of not actually there. There's like a trigger back there that like makes it so this pillar falls over and blocks the room. So we're just like not gonna do that. We're gonna do an elevator on this rail right here. Get over to this area right here. Elevator on up to here. And we're gonna be entering the void again, as I like to call it, by, by just going all the way around this room. Yeah. So we're up on the ceiling right here, and right here we have a little opening we could sneak in through to get us past all of that. All right, nice.
We've been spotted.
And we're gonna be moving on to the final part of this mission very, very fast, as you can see. I'm gonna charge this guy right here, and there's kind of a boss that we need to kill in the next room, and as you can imagine, there's a boss that needs killing. We got a weapon to take care of that. So there's kind of a precise charge I'm gonna need to do onto this boss. I'm gonna basically charge across the entire room, and this only works if I'm aiming directly at the boss. So right here, as I'm dropping in, I'm gonna go ahead and equip the cane while talking to this NPC. Aim here, and charge all the way across the room. Charge up the cane, and I'm just gonna hide in this little corner while shooting myself with the cane, and that's just gonna kill all the enemies in the room right there. And that's it. We got Tally.
Wow. I just have to imagine your companions that are walking through, and then they just see you fly up in the sky like that, and then go through walls, and just like, we can do that?
Yeah.
That's why they all love Shepard. Like, Shepard literally puts a Spectre in Spectre. Like, Shepard's the best Spectre.
Yeah, none of the, like, Tally hasn't seen, like, Shepard in, like, 2 years, and, like, she's probably really surprised, like, oh, wow, like, Shepard has superpowers now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So, in this category now, like, Tally is basically where the main route starts changing drastically from many percent. So after we get Tally, we're gonna go do some ship chores. We're gonna pick up the rest of our ship upgrades that we were talking about earlier. Garrus has one of them, so we're just gonna go up, talk to him really fast and grab that. And we're gonna go downstairs and grab our last one, which is held by Tally. And we're gonna need the 3 ship upgrades. The first one we got was from Jacob before we did Tally. And that's going to help us out with later. If you don't have those ship upgrades, you're going to lose squad mates later on. Some people find that out in their casual playthroughs. And right now, we're going to also talk to Grunt. He's sleeping in his pod still.
The subject is stable.
Oh, I did not mean to do that. That's what happens if like you're moving your mouse around a little bit too much while skipping its dialogue. Sorry if I busted anyone's eardrums with that. But we have this little cutscene where Shepard is going to wake up Grunt. Grunt does not know what's like happening. Grunt is this giant Krogan clone that is technically like a kid / teenager. Like he's very, very young, and he doesn't know anyone or what's going on. And he's going to go ahead and tackle Shepard here really fast. And we're just going to shoot him. And when we shoot him, Grunt just goes, oh, wow, that was pretty pog. And then just join us. It's pretty easy.
Please tell me that's the actual dialogue.
I wish it was. But yeah, there he is. Now he's calmed down. He's cool now. And now we're going to be picking up a mission from Jack. So we're going to be picking up some more loyalty missions. Jack is going to be another squad mate we make loyal to us because her loyalty mission is very, very short. And we need her for later on the suicide mission to do one of the 3 tasks that we need. And finally, we're going to be talking to Tali here so we can grab our final ship part. We're going to come back and talk to Tali a little bit later because we need her loyalty mission towards the end of the game. And we need to get back to the elevator kind of fast. So we can do a little elevator right here and just interact with that button for the wall right there.
Yeah, you have to get the ship upgrades now pretty much because soon enough Garrison Tali's loyalty missions will get unlocked, and we're actually not going to do Garrison's loyalty mission. If we wait until then we're not going to be able to get the ship upgrades until we finish their loyalty missions, and we don't want to do Garrison's loyalty mission. But here we're basically going to do like a couple what we call filler missions. So in order to unlock kind of like the next big mission, I believe we need to get 8 squad mates and do 5 missions. So we already did the Tali mission, which is 1, and this is another one of those filler missions that we need to do. So this is like a really quick mission.
Yeah, like basically anything counts towards progressing the game. Like any 5 missions, it can be recruitment missions, loyalty missions, one of these missions, which we call an N7 mission. It can also be a DLC in the game, though the DLC is a little bit too long. The N7 missions are by far like the fastest way to like very quickly progress the game. So after doing all that, we're just gonna go ahead and interact with this this obelisk right here. I think it's like a little pyramid right here, and that's gonna end the mission. And then we're going to go back, and now we're going to do our first loyalty mission, which is Jacob's loyalty mission. Jacob is going to be the leader in our squad for the suicide mission, and his loyalty mission is by far the fastest of the 3. It can be Jacob, Miranda, or Garrus. And Miranda and Garrus are just a little bit too slow, unfortunately, so Jacob just wins out by default. And what's going on of Jacob's loyalty mission is that, so all these loyalty missions kind of follow a recurring theme where it's like something personal is bugging that character. And before they go on the suicide mission, they kind of want like some closure before they can like fully focus on the mission to do the task that you assigned them. And what's going on with Jacob is that his dad went missing, I think like 8 or 9 years ago when the ship he was on crashed.
Let's check the ship.
And we just got a beacon from that ship, and we're wondering what's going on. So first off, I'm going to be doing a little minor skip right here.
Yeah, so what this skip does is that it kind of deloads that cutscene. Pretty much, you're going to see a similar version of it a little bit later on, but it just saves some time because normally we have there's a cutscene we can watch there.
Yeah, so what's going on of Jacob's mission is that like his dad went missing, like beacon from dad's ship shows up, and Jacob hasn't seen his dad in a long time. He's estranged from him and he wants to figure out what's going on. And we're gonna find out as we get here that all these people from Jacob's dad's ship have like mentally regressed due to eating all the food in the surrounding area. And Jacob's dad has become the captain and has basically just abused his position to like make everybody like mentally regress while he hoards all the food to himself. I got this. Oh, nice. I got down. Excuse me. Gonna do a little skip right here. There we go. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, his dad has been basically doing very bad things to his crew. So
yeah,
you know,
Jacob's dad is a very, very bad guy, unfortunately, and this entire mission is just bringing closure to that and like him resolving his like problems with his dad, like literally daddy issues. And we're gonna be moving on to the end here. This room coming up right here is very scary. We're gonna have to use a cane shot to clear out the room in order to talk to Jacob's dad. And this cane shot is actually very precise. As I get to this corner right here, I'm gonna start charging that up.
Yeah, this is pretty precise because this mech here doesn't spawn until you get to a certain spot, and if you're too close, because we're going to be very likely in red HP since everything's hitting us, if you are in the wrong place, you're going to instantly die when you shoot the cane, so.
Ooh, not good.
Yeah. So after talking to Jacob's dad right here, we're just going to skip all that. And Jacob's loyal to us now. I'm going to wait a little bit before skipping dialogue there because there's a nasty little soft lock that can happen there if you skip dialogue too fast. And now we're going to be moving on to the Jack loyalty mission. Jack, our second squad mate, and Tali is going to be our final one. But we're going to do Tali's like loyalty mission like way later into the run. Oh, I messed up. I was not supposed to go here. My bad. Okay.
It happens.
Yeah.
Commander,
I get parts of the route mixed up sometimes, even though I have like 800 hours in this game or something. Okay.
It happens. That's just, human error. Human error,
You know.
All the speedrunners have been there, so.
Yes.
So Jack's loyalty mission is just basically Jack was, kind of a really powerful biotic, but also Cerberus experimented on her, and she's going here to basically kind of where she was staying at when she was a kid, and she's basically going here and wants to blow it up so that she kind of, she wants to kind of leave this place behind and just destroy all remnants of this bad place, kind of like catharsis.
Yeah.
Much, but yeah. This is another really big skip. Normally you have to go inside the building and do a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but we're basically going to be skipping a lot of it to the end of this.
Yeah, this one's going to function a little bit differently. If I go to this part of the building right here, make a quick save and then load from it, it's going to spawn me below the ceiling right there and take us exactly where we need to drop right there. And we're just going to run on through. We basically skipped the first couple of enemy spawns, I think, with that skip. Saves quite a bit of time, actually. And right here, there's a couple of enemies we need to kill before we move on right here. Again, all the enemy spawn locations are set, so combat just becomes kind of like a rote memorization. Right here. I'm going to elevator up on right here to get a sniper's position.
Oh, wow, that's...
Yeah, I'm kind of cheating with that
was
one.
a quick... Yeah. That was a quick elevator to get to figure out, though.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Bullshit. So strange to be back.
Yeah, a lot of it's just kind of the combat is pretty dynamic and pretty quick paced, but also generally pretty consistent. So a lot of it is in the end just practicing and understanding the spawn, doing the tricks properly. Oh, nice little yeet there. Yeah. So when you use charge, the enemies can sometimes ragdoll. We don't know exactly what causes it, but it's only kind of good in very specific situations. But most of the time, you just basically get trolled.
So we're gonna be pulling out the cane right here. This is the final room, as per usual. Big fight, no problem. We're gonna be shooting the cane to this little corner right here.
If you have any problems, just throw the cane at it, pretty much.
Yeah. So I know you're using keyboard mouse to go through all this. Is this a game or a speedrun that's plausible using controller, or is it basically only dedicated to keyboard mouse because of the tricks?
It is, however, I would say you are at a massive disadvantage playing on controller due to the fact that on PC you can actually hotkey all your abilities to use really fast. I think on console, and MB1 for sure. I don't remember this game. It's been too long since I played the 360 version. I don't think you can hotkey the abilities on controllers, so by far and away, keyboard and mouse is the fastest way to play these games. Also, we're gonna get some funny eyes going on right here. So what's going on right here is that, the mod that we were using, the speedrun mod made by the community, removes all pre-rendered cutscenes, and the reason we do that is because our load remover timer script kind of gets messed up when we watch the pre-rendered cutscenes. So we just made our mod just remove them all automatically. And what's going on is, even though we remove those pre-rendered cutscenes, we can't actually skip them per se. We have to see what's going on. We basically have to, we just go on and see what's going on in game while those pre-rendered cutscenes are playing. And what's going on is the characters are kind of just stuck in place and their eyes bug out like that. So yeah, sorry if you get kind of freaked out by that. And here we have the fastest Ascent 7 mission in the game, by the way. We just need to kill these 3 giant mechs. They're right here. We're just gonna cane them really fast by shooting in a specific spot. And then we're gonna go back to our little shuttle right here to go straight back to the Normandy. There we go. And
nice.
That right there is going to trigger the collector ship, which is another mid-game story mission that we have to do before we can progress to the suicide mission. So the elusive man calls us and he tells us, hey, so you know that the collectors have those giant ships? Well, we found one that was abandoned and just drifting through space. Why don't you go check it out? And that's what we're gonna go do, even if it seems like a really bad idea. So the first half of this mission is kind of just spooky atmosphere, but there's no actual enemies, so we're kind of just going to be holding W for a little bit. It is worth the note, though, that at this point, this mission right here, this point that we're at, is where you would normally get weapon training if you were on a new game file. So when we get to over here, you're going to have an option to choose between assault rifle training, shotgun training, or sniper training. So you could just kind of make your character able to use like an additional weapon that they normally wouldn't be able to use. And if they already know how to use one of those weapons, they get like kind of an upgraded like super version of that weapon. And on our character for Vanguards, because we are not allowed to initially use assault rifles, on the new game speedrun, we would normally get assault rifles right there and just go to that weapon locker to immediately equip the Maddox because it's DLC and we immediately have it. And right here, we're going to be finding out through like exposition dumps that the collectors used to be Protheans, which were this race we thought were wiped out 50,000 years ago. They weren't. They were just possessed and turned into these horrible monsters. And then we're going to find out that Shepard, who died at the beginning of the game after their ship was attacked by a collector ship, that, as this line explains right here, that this ship is the very ship that killed Shepard. So it seems kind of sus. We don't know what's going on, really. And we're kind of going to find out a little bit of what's going on with like the collectors that they're going to attack Earth. And we're going to be going on right now to a very big skip. So after we interact with this control panel, we're going to be stuck in a very long, difficult auto-scroller. However, we're not going to be doing that auto-scroller. This is like probably one of the bigger skips in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and equip my pistol right here. I'm going to aim right here. Hopefully I don't die. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
This is a pretty difficult skip because the death trigger, there's a death trigger and it kind of shifts every time. Like it shifts as you go on. So like if you do that at the wrong time, you can instantly die. But yeah. And
nice.
as you can see here, we're basically there's a Praetor in this room, but we're just gonna instantly kill it with the cane.
I kind of did the swag strat right here. I shot him as I was falling down and couldn't even see the boss. Like 360, literally a 360 no scope that you would see in like Modern Warfare 2 or something like that. It's probably the fastest way to clear out that room though, actually, because you were killing like the boss as soon as like you enter the room.
Chad is throwing out the claps and PogChamp emotes.
Yeah, this is like probably, this no joke is probably one of the tougher segments in the game. The collector ship is a very scary part of the speedrun, just because if you mess up that skip, you die, and you can make a quick save to kind of like soothe a lot of the time loss that you would normally get. However, it's really scary. I'd never like doing this part on a speedrun. And now we're just going to be skipping the rest of the enemies and moving on to the end of the mission right here. Going to charge one of these husks and just move on. When we hit this line right over here, like this line right here, the mission's going to end. There we go. Nice.
Nice.
And we're going to be moving on to the next story mission. So after you finish up the collector ship, we find out where the collector base is. And as you can see right here, it's in the middle of the Milky Way. So that's kind of a problem. We don't know how to get there.
It's your call, Commander. Whatever you decide.
So the game is going to give us access to one of the final story-based missions before the suicide mission, which is Reaper IFF. The Reapers, as Sanjan explained earlier, are the big, giant, like, race of machines that just periodically, you know, commit genocide every 50,000 years or so. And there's just an abandoned one drifting through space. And as we just learned, you know, abandoned ships drifting through space are not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a little bit of sci-fi in my time.
Yeah, I've seen Event Horizon. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be doing it. Oh, sorry.
That's normally how most horror sci-fi.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, actually, don't forget. Speaking of horror, we do have speedruns from the Crypt coming up after this show.
Yeah, please do go watch that. A bunch of my buddies are doing runs for that marathon. Ecdysis, Demonic Robots, Blacktastic, Maxi Lobes, all fantastic runners. Go check them out. They're running some fantastic games later.
You actually see Joker.
Yeah, more buggy eyes, by the way. A lot of pre-rendered cutscenes right here. We're gonna get also the first instance of Joker staring into the abyss. Please look away, chat. I'll warn you when to look away right here. First, you know, Shepard like kind of looking a little bit dazed right there.
What just happened?
And Joker's just seen some stuff though. I mean,
we just passed inside the
yeah.
Eye swirl.
Oh gosh.
Oop.
it's the eye of the hurricane.
Yeah. That line is actually kind of incredible. But yeah, we're in the Reaper right now, or we're in this Alliance ship that found the Reapers.
Aye.
Right, nice, got that. So choosing the Paragon option there saves like 3 seconds or so. So that's an example of like where it is optimal to like not immediately skip dialogue.
Get ready to fight.
I'm gonna throw out a shockwave right here to kill these husks right here and also blow up these tanks.
High pressure tanks.
So as you can see, the Alliance ship has kind of been like absorbed by the Dead Reaper and created these husks from their bodies. It's kind of scary. This is straight up kind of like a horror mission, kind of, in a way. If we were not playing as like a super soldier, it would be kind of scary. There we go. And we got a couple more puzzles to do here. These ones we kind of got to do fast. Here, if you want to explain that.
Yeah, so these you have to do fast because if you don't do them too fast, there's going to be Husk and later on Scions that chase you, and they're going to be very annoying.
Yeah,
you lose a lot of time.
This is also the point. Yeah, this is also the point of the game where we are introduced to Scions, who are by far the most like overtuned enemy in the entire game. Like no competition, I don't think. Even on casual, these enemies take forever. I'm gonna charge one of them right now. These are Scions right there. These guys are terrible. They are so bad. They can just like immediately take away your shields. They can hit you from really far away, and they are extremely tanky. Even on casual, they take forever to die. I'm gonna charge this guy right here just so I can stun him enough to get past him right here. And we're gonna be moving on to another puzzle door that we need to do. And I'm kind of gonna hope that my squad mates don't die here because I kind of need their abilities to use. So I'm gonna charge this final Scion right here.
First Scion fast, and then basically do the puzzle really fast so that that second Scion doesn't kill you. So he's gonna be in this corner here to reduce like.
I messed up. That's okay.
Oh no.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you can take the safety strand to kill the second Scion, or just like hope that or the M&Ms will kind of take the hit for you. But yeah, thankfully that still kind of worked out. But it's still like you basically had to kind of like run your way through this mission. Also, you can, this is just like a kind of little mini boss where there's a bunch of waves, but you just can't in a one-hit this Reaper core.
Yeah, normally this is a boss that is health gated and you can't really, normally this boss fight takes forever. You have to just like fight waves and waves of enemies as you whittle down its HP. However, by just shooting it with the cane, you know, it just dies. Just quite a bit faster than what you're normally supposed to do. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and finally grab Tali's loyalty mission. Tali's loyalty mission is not immediately unlocked after you pick her up. You have to do a couple of missions before she wants to talk to you. But Tali is going to be our tech specialist, and it's kind of convenient that we get her for both the ship part and for being a tech specialist because her loyalty mission is by far, I think, the fastest one in the game. It's like, it's up there. I think it's the fastest one in the game. I'm pretty sure it is.
Commander, you've received a new.
But yeah, after we talk to her, we're gonna go head out and like help her out. So if you want to go ahead and explain like what's going on with the Tali story, Sanjin.
Yeah, so basically, Tali asks us for help because she's been called back. She got exiled because of something sketchy that her dad did, and you know she wants to come over and investigate you. Like, yo, why am I getting exiled? Like, there's a lot of things happening at once, and she's really scared. So, but we're gonna be there's gonna be like a little trial part, but you know we're gonna of course smash through it, and there's gonna be a really nice little trick that is somewhat similar to the Jacob trick that you saw, which pretty much saves like us watching an entire cutscene.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys.
Eyes in that cutscene. Shepard's eyes in that cutscene just went a little
yeah, a little
scary there.
Yeah. Little evilly, you know. All right, so we're gonna be doing a save right here, and then we're gonna load from it very fast. And if we do that correctly, nice, we skip the cutscene right here. And the NPCs are normally supposed to be loaded in right here. However, as you can see, they all just get placed into like a placeholder position right here. If you do that, the entire room just like bugs out like really hard right there.
I mean, at least they're not T-posing.
Yeah, that would be the cherry on top if they were T-posing. Yeah.
Yeah. So story wise, you know, Tali's like, okay, we need to, like, you know, like, they're gonna exile her, and it's like, okay, we need to find evidence, like, you know, that her dad hasn't been doing anything sketchy. So we kind of go on to the ship here and try to see if there's anything like sketchy that's been happening. So you normally have to like kind of explore the place and find out, but we're just gonna skip all that because you know we've got places to be pretty much.
Yeah, we got a galaxy to save. You know, don't got time for no time for shenanigans right here. So
Yeah,
right here, we normally have a Paragon interrupt right here that you're supposed to do. And for the sake of the audience, I'm going to do it right here. We're going to give Tali a hug. Normally it's faster to like not hug her. Yeah. So she finds out her dad is dead. Yeah.
It's like 4 seconds, but we did it for the chat, and she's been through a lot, especially since the recruitment mission, and dealing with Shepard and Mass Effect 1. So I think she deserves it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just cane these folks because it's easier.
We need to face facts.
They're going to go to the trial and then basically fix whatever Tali's worried about.
I have to be careful right here actually with what dialogue options I choose. There we go. Nice.
I can't believe.
Yeah, so if you choose either the regular dialogues, you don't gain Tali's loyalty. So you need to choose like the Renegade or the Paragon option.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there for my
And I guess slightly fun fact, the Paragon option is slightly faster than the Renegade option by like a second or so.
Yeah.
Since the line that's plays when you choose a Renegade option is longer.
This might be useful.
Now we're gonna go back to the Normandy. So now, the way it works after you do Reaper IFF is that you basically have 2 missions you can do before the game sets off an event. We'll talk about it as we get to it. But just so you know, once you're done of Reaper IFF, that is like a timer, like a countdown before the game goes, okay, you got to go do the suicide mission now. You can't wait anymore. So if you have not played this game before, the biggest piece of advice I can give anybody is don't do Reaper IFF until you are 100% ready to finish the game. We'll talk about it as we get to it. But first, we got to do this N7 mission really, really fast. So I'm going to do a double elevator right there to get on top right here. And luckily, none of these rocks have collisions, so we can kind of just move our way on up right here to the top. And I'm going to move on over here. We just need to get into this room, basically. But luckily, we have superhuman powers and can just go wherever we want. So nice. That's that mission done. And now we're going to be moving on to the Omega 4 relay. So that is technically 2 missions done. So now we can initiate the suicide mission if we want. If we don't, then the game will kind of just give us this event coming up right here. So for whatever reason, Shepard and company decide, oh, we got to go scout out this thing that's kind of looking kind of sus, so we're just going to leave everybody on the ship by themselves. As you can see, we're taking the whole crew with us. And surely nothing will go wrong when we leave the Normandy crew by themselves, right?
No, of course not. I mean, that's traditional.
Never.
That's a traditional plot. I've never heard of it.
I mean, honestly, Joker can just solo anything, so he'll be fine.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is where we also get some more wacky Joker eyes. All right, chat. In a moment here, look away, okay? He's not gonna hurt you. He's not scary. Okay.
Oh
no.
Man. No.
Getting out of here.
Just continue to zoom in on the ear.
I bet you his eyes summon the Reapers, or I mean the Collectors, to come kidnap them. Oh no, oh god. Yeah, basically because everybody's gone, and the Reaper IFF was actually broadcasting their signal, if I recall, and they get found out by the Collectors, and then they kidnap your entire crew.
Yeah.
And then now Joker has to, unshackle Edie, who's kind of
the ship
AI that has limited programming, but we're basically gonna make her unlock her lock systems and basically make her into a sentient AI, but that's gonna play out more in the 3rd game.
Yeah,
not as much in the 2nd game.
Fun fact, this is I think the only segment in a Mass Effect game out of 1, 2, and 3 at least. I have not fully played Andromeda, where you play as somebody that is not Shepard. You just play as Joker here for a little bit. And we're gonna be following these lights, doing these optimal lines right here just to go from point A to point B. So there is gonna be a funny moment that happens here coming up. I'll point it out. As you can see right here, we do have these loading screens, these super long video files that need to play, even though the game is loaded. For whatever reason, we use the speedrun mod to replace all our loading screens with 1 frame movie files, just so we can immediately load the game as soon as the game is done loading. Also, Kelly Chambers is just gonna be these guys are just gonna be hanging out right here. I don't know why this room bugs out, but yeah, they're all chilling right there.
Was he supposed to fly in like that?
No,
the
he was
person
not
in
actually. That's just a funny little meme that happens. Yeah. Also, we got a like Legion in the back there T-posing.
So I don't have audio when I'm watching this, but I have to imagine that when that character flies onto the screen, that we get a nice, beautiful Wilhelm.
Yeah, it's not a Wilhelm exactly, but it's pretty close. You know, it's kind of like a stock scream.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's close enough. You know.
Fun fact: if you head towards the light, like you have to like wait for like the collectors to pass through. But if you take this little secret little path here without a light, you can instantly get in here without waiting. I didn't learn this until a speed run. Like, I think the devs intended as like a nice little secret. Sometimes never follow the lights.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people are pointing out that in Arrival you play as a mech. I completely forgot about that. I kind of hate that DLC.
I mean, technically,
I erase it from my mind.
Technically, wait, doesn't Shepard technically control that mech though? I'm not sure.
They do. So that one's up in the air if that one counts or not. But
that's a gray area.
Ooh. Everybody in the ship has been kidnapped besides Joker, so we just have like an empty ship right here. So this is what happens when you do 2 missions after completing Reaper IFF. This event just plays out automatically. Even if you don't initiate it, it just plays out automatically. And from now on, you just have a timer. The longer it takes you to go do the suicide mission, the more of your crew are going to die as you leave them to die, basically, at the hands of the collectors.
I think it takes like 2 or 3 missions. Or so.
Before people start dying. Yeah, but we're speedrunning, so we're gonna go get everybody. Don't worry about it. We're trying to save the day in as short a time as possible.
This is no one left behind aside from the squad mates that we don't recruit. So we're saving everyone. It's okay.
So in the sense of speedrun memes, could we say that we're saving the animals?
I guess we are.
As humans. Yeah. See.
I don't think we bought the space hamster.
I don't know if we should call them animals,
I don't think we bought the space hamster though, or the fish.
Yeah.
Commander, the drive core.
All right. So right here, we're going for the Omega 4 relay. Now that we have all our ship stuff that we need, we are allowed to go to the collector base and initiate the suicide mission. So this segment right here is just going to be us watching a lot of cutscenes, and this is also the point. In the background, the game is performing a check to see if you bought your ship upgrades. The 3 that we got from Jacob, Garrus, and Tali, for each one that you did not have, you lose 1 squad mate. So during this segment right here, if you don't have like Jacob's ship upgrade, you just get to watch Jack like horrifically die as you're like passing on for the relay, and you just don't like she's just dead. That's just how it is. But of course, no one left behind. Nobody's gonna die because we got all our ship upgrades. In any percent, however, you skip getting the ship upgrade, so everybody just dies in this segment.
Yeah, any percent is the faster category, but to save everyone's eyes and everyone from chasing the poor runners down, we generally no one left behind. It's just a better viewer experience. And so say hello to the Oculus. We just beat it up really quick until it goes away. Yeah,
we have this like little mini boss fight that we got to take care of. This boss is super Frito. Just if we stand behind this like little console right here, he can't actually shoot us. And we were going to move on to the second phase of the fight, where it's just the exact same fight, except I think he has his health back. And here the game is going to perform the second check. So it's kind of funny to mention, so if you don't have Jacob's ship upgrade, it's always Jack that dies, no matter what. Even if she's loyal, it's Jack that dies. However, for the Garrus and Tali ship upgrades, the game has like a list basically of like which like squad mates are supposed to die in order of like priority, and if a squad mate is loyal, they go up in priority, like they go lower in priority. I think that's how it works. So you can see like
now that we know that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now that we know that Jack dies, do we have a character called Rose in this too?
We do not.
No, I can't remember any NPCs or anything like that named Rose, so...
That may be for the better?
Yeah,
True.
Somebody is asking
then,
if any percent ends with Shepard dying. It does. Everybody dies in any percent. We don't make anybody loyal, which means there's no way to really complete the suicide mission. I don't think without... No, there's like literally no way to complete the game without everybody dying.
I think you can with ship upgrades, but you have to be like really specific. But of course, we're skipping ship upgrades, so
yeah,
Everybody hold on, gonna be a wild ride.
So literally just like everyone dies. It's sort of a bad ending, but for the purposes of any percent, like it's acceptable because you're still technically completing the game.
Yeah, so somebody did brought up a very great question. Are the cutscenes shorter? Yes, they are actually. It is technically more optimal to save everybody, to have everybody live. However, like because getting the ship upgrades at 90% takes so long, we don't get them. But in the longer categories, like all mission screens and all loyalty missions where we do more of the game, it is actually worth it to go out of your way to get all the ship upgrades from the terminal once they're available there. Because it takes like 10 seconds maybe to buy all your ship upgrades. But it saves about 20 seconds in like less cutscenes playing basically. So literally the only category we see characters dying in that segment is any percent. So right here, we're going to be moving on to assigning all our squad mates to the different positions for the suicide mission. Luckily, we have everybody we need. So Tali, going to be our tech specialist once again, and Jacob's going to be the leader right here.
This isn't how we
they're also in really convenient positions. Tali's going to be in the first position, Jacob's going to be in the last.
So we're forming a squad.
Yeah,
correct?
basically.
Okay.
That's basically the point of this entire game, is to kind of form a squad of people who will, you know, take down the big collector base here and, you know, make a scene.
And this is all kind of like a suicide mission, right?
Yep.
Kind of.
Yep. This is the suicide mission component.
Are you in position?
So one could say we formed a suicide squad?
We technically did, yeah.
True. Yeah.
Get Will Smith in here.
Yeah. I was going to say, which one's Harley Quinn?
I have to say Jack.
For this segment right here, we normally have to open up these vents for Tali or whoever is going for the vent. However, we can just skip doing that. Tali's not going to have a good time. However, by using charge, we can actually get through to this mission fast enough to get to the end. And so long as you hit the final gate at the very end, you complete the segment technically. So Tali's going to be telling us, hey, you need to press the gates. It's getting kind of hot in here, but kind of unoptimal, so we don't do that.
She'll be fine. You have, like, I think generally a minute or so if you don't open any events. So with charge, it's basically pretty generous.
Yeah, this is going to be the last segment right here. We're just going to, like, ignore these guys right here. Charge this enemy in the back. And final gate right here, and that's that segment done. So right here, we're going to save Jack, Jacob, and we're going to send Tali back to the crew.
So it's actually faster to save the crew here.
Yeah, that was something we found out about recently. That was something I did not do in my SGDQ 2021 run. But I think a Legendary Edition runner found out that if you just send Tali back with the crew and just take Jacob and Jack with you on the final segment, because of Garrus, Zaid, and Grunt being in your party and them inflating the defensive value of like the rest of the squad mates, basically, they all just live, so you don't really have to worry about them.
Let's go, Commander.
I'll explain that a little bit more as we get to it. But this part right here is basically this is like probably the longest auto scroller in the game. We have to wait for whoever is the bubble holder right here to take us through this like swarm infested passageway right here. So if we leave the bubble, we'll take damage. And for right now, we basically just have to follow the bubble holder and just take out these enemies as we get to them. As you see, we have plenty of time. We have to wait until whoever holds it gets to this position right here before we can talk to him. Go.
And you actually don't want to click on them way too fast, because if you click on them while it's frame perfect, Jack's going to teleport all the way to the other side and you're going to instantly die. You turned on the autosave, right? Just making sure.
I think I did. Good. Thank you for... Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, the autosaves are going to play a pretty important role for a part in the final boss coming up. But yeah, we have to hit these 3 points where the bubble holder is going to stop. The reason I say that is because even though you're not supposed to leave the bubble, you can leave the bubble for a bit. And abusing how Reeve works, which is our bonus ability, which if we use on an enemy, it'll either like damage their shield / barriers / armor, or if they don't have any of that, we'll siphon life from them directly to us. And you can kind of abuse how that works. Let me just do this cane shot right here. There's going to be a bunch of enemies that spawn over here. And I'm just going to shoot a cane shot to deal with all of them right there.
Yeah, or like at least for the suicide mission, like throughout each of the major points, we get our ammo and heavy ammo recharge. So that's why at this point we can turn on auto saves.
Yeah. So the reason I'm bringing all that up is because a while back I actually found that you can like kite one of these husks that gets up here and just keep reaving them and keep yourself alive with reave, because reave basically just gives you iframes. It just doesn't allow you to die as it's active. And I found out by kiting them all the way to the end and just like spamming reave on them, they don't die and you just keep yourself alive. And you can just technically get all the way to the end without waiting for the bubble holder. However, we have to talk to the bubble holder at like each of these like stops that the bubble holder stops at counts as a progress flag that we need to hit, which is kind of weird because this game doesn't actually have that many progress flags that we need to hit. And if we don't hit all 3 of these stops, the game will basically soft lock. So that is the only reason we have to do this entire auto scroller. It's kind of unfortunate because if we were able to do that, that would probably save like a minute or 2 actually on the run. So
yeah,
right
this
here,
is also this is also like the final auto scroller. It can vary a little bit because they're
excellent.
I don't know. I think that was fast. These enemies can like spawn and sometimes like an extra enemy can spawn and you have to wait there. So we're going to be abusing good old Reave here. I call it the Reave of Faith, but basically you want to just believe, pretty much.
Yeah, so right here, I'm going to get out of the barrier, and as these enemies come up right here, I'm going to Reave, and that's going to keep us alive, and we just need to run to the end now. And a little bit scary, but Reave is broken enough that we can just get to the end right here and be perfectly fine. There we go. Nice.
Yeah, so we had to specifically pick Jacob and Jack here for this final segment because if we pick non-loyal squad mates, they are going to die. Yeah. And unfortunately, Jacob and Jack are, J&Js are on a pretty big budget. They don't have great abilities, and we're lacking like extra weapon damage. So he's gonna have to switch to pistol here to get some damage because I don't think we touched on this until now, but especially in the original version, like there's a devastating lack of ammo like around, and we are gonna use a lot. So ammo conversation in this portion is extremely important.
Yeah, these combat sections are actually very, very tough to do optimally just because you have to be constantly conserving your ammo. Nice. Killed all these 3 before they could be possessed by Harbinger by abusing pull.
So Mike's going to be going for pot shots at them, and yeah, it's just hard to do optimally because you don't have your usual like damage buddies here. And it's also really scary second because Harbinger does a lot of damage to you, so he's going to charge to immediately get some of his shields back and quickly kill Harbinger. And then he's going to grab the last of the ammo. Here he waited to conserve it until now, since generally for that last part he didn't use as much as here now. And we got 2 of these Scions here, which is extremely annoying to kill, even if no one left behind, because you don't have the M&Ms here to do a lot of damage to them with their abilities. Pull doesn't do that much to Scions, so Mike has to be pretty careful here.
This is it.
What's up?
You can say that, yeah.
They get damaged by M&Ms?
What are they doing?
Well, kinda. We call Miranda and Morden M&Ms for short, pretty much.
Yeah, M&M, and then we have J&J right here, Jacob and Jake, who are like the budget, the B team, who we don't like to use that much, but we have to use them in this category.
Yeah, because we brought Miranda and Morden, they would die at basically at the end of the game.
Also, final boss, it's a Terminator. No, I'm just kidding. It's a Human Reaper. So this fight is going to be built into 2 phases right here. So this first phase, we don't actually fight the Human Reaper. We're going to need to take out these 4 tubes that only show up once we kill the final few enemies. And you're going to see me use the tack menu to do that very, very fast. And then we're actually going to fight the boss in the second phase. And time is going to be after I kill the boss in the second phase, which I'll call out. All right, so I'm going to swap back to the pistol right here. This fight can be very, very scary if you don't have enough AR ammo.
Yeah, you have 3 enemies here, and then you have Harbinger to deal with, and these enemies, you got a decent spawn because Harbinger possessed one of the stronger ones, so yeah. You're pretty limited on ammo because you actually have to use extra ammo other than in this category, so we're gonna use 2 pulls here, and then a Reave and shooting it to get all of the 4 little tubes down really fast.
Yeah, you can do that in 1 cycle using the tack menu, otherwise that fight can go on for several cycles.
And then Tim here, the elusive man here, is gonna say, we should take the base. You're like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat the base, and then this is the final boss here. We're gonna use a Reeve, and then we're gonna cane it to deal a bunch of damage. He also, I forgot to mention this, but yeah, we also reloaded that autosave.
Oh, it's gonna be time right now.
Now.
Nice.
GG.
GG.
Oof. Yeah, the last part goes really fast. So
that was awesome.
Yeah, that final phase is very hard to do in a one cycle, but if you don't get the one cycle, it's like a 20-second time loss, which in a game like this, which has now become like pretty optimized, 20 seconds is basically just rip run. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip these final few cutscenes just to show that we did indeed get everybody to live. Yes, all right, so if we get this cutscene, that means everybody lived, because otherwise it would start with like Shepard or Joker in front of some coffins. But as you can see, we saved everybody. No one left behind, including the crew this time. We save them now. It's more optimal to save them. Yeah, so we get the super happy ending.
Awesome. Well, if anyone was interested in, checking out this or any of the other Mass Effect runs, and they were like, ooh, I really want to try this. This looks like a really fun run. Where would they go to learn more about like the tech, information about the game?
So we have a Discord set up for all BioWare speedruns. This includes not just Mass Effect, not all just the Mass Effect games, but KOTOR, Jade Empire, all the Dragon Age games, etc. So that is the best place to go. We have a link to that on the Mass Effect 2 speedrun board, which is on speedrun.com. Look up Mass Effect 2. This game is very near and dear to my heart. It's one of my favorite casual games. Also one of my favorite speedruns. I love this speedrun so much. It is so fun. So very highly recommend. Want to give you guys another shout out. Thank you again for having me once again. We did this category last year for SGDQ 2021, and I had a blast. And this category is so fun. Yeah, thank you again.
Yeah, of course. And if anyone was interested in following y'all, where would they all need to go?
Twitch.tv/Mike Wave, all one word. I had it changed today, actually. So yeah, if the tag that you see right there, it's my URL, it's my URS, or my username for Twitch. You can find me there. I do a lot of Mass Effect runs, a lot of Resident Evil runs as well. They're the big two franchises that I like to do runs of.
My Twitch is Sandra_. I primarily run Mass Effect 2 right now. I actually focus on the all loyalty missions categories right now. I haven't ran any % before, but I've also done a Mass Effect one, and I also primarily run a Knights of the Old Republic as well.
Yeah,
it's interesting that you said that you also do Resident Evil runs, and I'll tie back into that in a second. But any other final shout outs?
I gotta give shout outs to everyone in the ME community. Letters, Jade is a big one. Jade is the person who made the speedrun mod that we use for this game. It is very crucial. The speedrun mod allows us to just make a bunch of very nice quality of life upgrades to the game, basically, that make it a lot more fun to run. And she did that all single-handedly. So very big shout out to her. And just thank you to all the mods on the Mass Effect board. Thank you very much for helping us all out, and all the glitch hunters and all the skip finders, all that.
Sanjan, any other final shoutouts?
I just want to note one thing. If you're interested in learning how to speedrun Mass Effect 1 or 2, we have tutorials for that.
Yeah.
The Mass Effect 2 is for any %, but honestly, you can apply that to pretty much most other categories as well. At least as kind of a base learning experience. And we also have Mass Effect 1 learning resources as well.
Yeah, the Mass Effect 2 guide that I made was about a year ago, and it's still very, very relevant and up to date. So that you can find that again on the speedrun.com board for Mass Effect 2 under guides. You'll see it right there with my username near it. But very long VOD going over every single skip in the game if you want to learn it. It's very, very, it's not a hard run to learn, but it's very, very rewarding though.
Yeah. Well, thank you both very much for showcasing that. That's all I can say about Mass Effect 2. Just a real quick announcement: from now until July 15th, GDQ's revenues from Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered after taxes will be donated to Doctors Without Borders by GameZone Quick. And speaking of what we were talking about earlier with Resident Evil, while the Bargain Bin may be shutting its doors for right now, don't worry, we still got a lot coming up with speedruns from the Crypt coming up next here in just a little bit. We're going to have the Blacktastic kick off things off of there with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Fantastic run if you've never seen it. But now is a great time. We'll get things set up to get up, stretch, get some water, hydrate, get some snacks, anything else like that, and get warm and cozy for some spoopy runs on Speedruns from the Crypt. Stay tuned.